so gallantly stream, and the rockets ready to land, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave over the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the run of the Sochas. Welcome to the 30th anniversary of the Total Fight Challenge. The Total Fight Challenge is brought to you by Patrick Luznicki from Patrick Luznicki LLC, an information technology company. Also sponsored by Transomex for all your automotive needs. And new to the stadium is Ageless Men's Health. We'll talk more about that later. Now, without fanfare, without waiting, CICERO Stadium, are you ready? Judges tonight are Scott Jones, Brandon Mason, Denny Aguirre, and Skylar Slade. Our referees tonight, Nick Sims, Mike Sims, and also Skylar Slade will be filling in. I am your ring announcer, Arturo Pietras. And Denny Aguirre. All right, my apologies. Let's get started. In the blue corner, this is an MMA fight, 170 pounds, welterweight. In the blue corner, at his debut fight from Elmhurst, Illinois, Danny DeCristofaro.
Good evening, fight fans, and welcome. Total Fight Challenge has returned in a monumental way. Tonight we celebrate 30 years as a fighting family as we get the ball rolling with a 170-pound mixed martial arts bout. Making his way to the cage, Top Notch's embryonic disciple, Danny DeCristofaro, debuting Christian Reynoso alongside Bernier, and of course Doug Keese. What a pleasure to be back in the booth, debuting fighter, but coming out of Top Notch, Bernie, Doug, we know they're coming ready.
And we have TFC veterans, Chris the Jungle Johnson in his corner, Matt Beowulf. Both these guys are pro fighters now. They started off in this very cage here as well.
It's very rare that Top Notch puts a fighter into the cage that's not prepared.
Absolutely. Coach Mac Ramos putting out a slew of talent for the better part of 2 decades now. Whether we're talking about greats like Ricardo Lamas or the many names that have graced the UFC cage, Mike Santiago, of course. And now, of course, like you mentioned, Bernie, some very high-level professionals like Matt the Beowulf Golick, now, of course, undefeated, fighting for CFFC. But now this moment belongs to Danny DeCristofaro.
And in the red corner, also debuting tonight, from Niles, Illinois, Victor Nava.
Another debuting fighter, Victor Nava, coming us out of Fit and Fight Gym out in Niles. That's our neck of the woods, Bernie.
Yeah, Fit and Fight Gym comes out with a lot of fighters. A lot of kids compete in that school, but we haven't seen them in the MMA cage in a while.
Yeah, I know. They have most certainly been making their presence felt, even in the kids wrestling scene.
Yeah.
I see them at the IKWFs putting out some really high-level talent, despite the minuscule size of their athletes.
Yeah, wrestling is a given at Fit and Fight Gym.
Yeah, absolutely. And now we get to see, well, just the kind of waves they're ready to make in the mixed martial arts world now. From the coaching perspective, you both can share quite a lot. I mean, having a tough gym of wrestlers is not the same as getting them ready for a cage fight.
Right.
Absolutely. It's a good base, but there's a lot of skills that have to go along with it. And you can't just go in and say, well, I'm a great high school wrestler, collegiate wrestler, and then assume that it's going to transfer over 100%, and it's not going to.
Yeah,
It'll
I know
be a
the
good
coach.
base.
The coach at Fit and Fight Gym, the owner, is actually a Muay Thai champion.
So that'll be definitely plenty of crossover.
Right. Skylar Slay is our referee for the first bout of the night.
As two youngins lock horns, 20 years old is Danny DeCristofaro with a big takedown on Victor Nava.
We were talking up the Fit and Fight wrestling pedigree, and the top-notch fighter went for the takedown
Went straight for
first.
that takedown. The
Yeah.
beautiful ground and pound and control there from Danny DeCristofaro.
It was nice to see how fast he moved from that half guard right into mount.
Right into mount, yeah.
Yeah, certainly not settling into that position without looking to advance was Danny. You saw him exactly as you said, Doug. The second he hit that takedown, he had that hand on the knee passing to mount, and
Danny's got a nice mount control here.
you could see incredibly strong base from the top, yeah.
Very stable. Very stable, able to throw shots without losing his balance.
It's a nasty crossface there.
Hitting him with that mother's milk.
Yeah, some mother's milk and some Donkey Kong punches from the top for Danny DeCristofaro.
Skylar
Nava's
Slay's
going to have
watching
to move. He's
closely.
got to watch his back. This is a bad place.
Now, if you're Victor Nava right now, that fence is kind of your friend, as it is getting in the way of Danny setting up that full back control. But certainly a world of peril still if you're Victor Nava.
Danny's got some solid jiu-jitsu there.
He's flattened him out. I mean, everybody wants a submission finish, but a finish is a finish. And I think if Danny stays at these strikes from mount, it's going to pay dividends, and he's going to end up.
Yeah, and he's every time Victor tries to scramble, he's throwing those punches and then improving his position,
he's
looking for
sticky.
that submission.
Yeah,
so
he's
he's
sticky.
doing what he needs to do.
He's definitely the aggressor.
Yeah, Danny DeCristofaro has quite an accomplished wrestling history of his own. Having wrestled.
Head and
triangle.
arm.
Yeah, that head and arm choke. That's not the first time Danny's looked for it. I mentioned a little bit of his wrestling background. That is a best friend of a wrestler to learn a good arm triangle when you have this sort of control from the top. And you can just see he's making everything hurt from the top as Danny.
Yeah. Beautiful pressure. And the minute Victor tries to, he's got 10 seconds.
So it looks like he's going to survive this round. But how much damage did he absorb? He spent the whole round on his back with Danny on top of him.
And if you know anything about a high-level wrestler that goes out there with that sort of output, he likely has plenty in the tank, because this is just the grind that a wrestler learns, right?
Yeah.
This is the sport of wrestling, right? To constantly grind and embrace it. So when the transition to MMA happens, that's one of those intangibles you gotta love.
I could always
Embrace
tell.
the suck.
Embrace the suck,
That's
right?
what we call it.
I could always tell when a person has that wrestling background, because they're just always with that forward pressure.
There's a very linear progression. They're always moving to something.
And we could talk about this being a debut fight for both of them, but it takes all of about 10 seconds to find Danny DeCristofaro's full wrestling background. I mean, we're talking a guy with hundreds of wrestling bouts under his belt.
Yeah.
This is somebody that's been under the bright lights many times, you know, in the wrestling world. And when you get locked into that cage, sure, it's different, but there's certainly a familiarity that you just can't get elsewhere.
Yeah, he looks very comfortable in there. Immediately going for that double leg.
You saw Nava do a half sprawl there, but Danny's did such a good job of sucking up that double leg off the kick, and here we are, just rinse and repeat, it seems.
Yeah. Except Nava has him in his guard this time. Let's see if he can control that.
So guys, in an era where we seldom see a lot of work from the closed guard, if you're Victor Nava, would you rather see him maybe do something to kind of keep Danny in front of him like the closed guard?
Well, I think he's looking to set up an armbar. He looks very active in the guard right now.
Yeah, he doesn't have a closed guard per se. I mean, his guard is open.
Yeah, but he's
moving,
trapping that arm.
changing his hips and cutting angles.
Yeah.
But he needs to control that posture,
Yeah.
or Danny is just going to rain down on him.
Victor's trying to.
There he goes.
Oh,
The
and it
second
goes.
the guard opens there, immediately advancing to Mount was Danny.
Yeah, Nava was trying to get close to the cage, but immediately Danny felt that and
It looked like he was trying to get on his side, and it just...
yeah, it looked like he was scooting over to the cage. And once he felt that guard open, Danny passed right away. Now we're back in the position.
Yeah, I
for
mean,
the first minute of that, the first round. Now we're back at the rinse and repeat with that nasty. Ooh, that cross
Yeah,
is nasty.
Oh, nice. Nice reverse. Oh,
Look at that.
almost reverse.
Oh, look at that pressure from Danny DiCristofaro.
Just fluid.
No space.
so if you're Danny, really at this point, you really kind of realized maybe Victor isn't going to have a ton of answers from here. And despite getting the better of these grappling exchanges, you have to wonder, right? Like, is it a matter of I'd like to coast from here on out, or maybe it's time to look to punctuate this and maybe get Victor out of here?
I think he's been very patient, but Victor is getting a little bit more of some reversal attempts. But sometimes when you get too thirsty, that's when you make mistakes. And
Right.
I think he's perfectly doing it.
Yeah, very pragmatic approach thus far by Danny DiCristofaro, and potentially getting saved by the bell there was Victor
That was
Nava.
pretty deep. Looked pretty good.
But I get what you're saying, Christian. If you want to finish the fight, go for it.
Well, right, but at the end of the day, yeah, right, and it's tricky because it's not like Danny's doing everything right.
Yeah.
He's just being
It's-
outclassed.
Oh yeah, sorry, Victor is being outclassed, right? Danny's doing everything right from the top. The question is, like, would you rather see him put his foot on that gas
Yeah.
all the way? You talk about the potential of that's an accident happen,
Yeah.
right? Maybe somebody sneaks out on you. But at the end of the day, it has been all Danny, and it's been all one-way traffic.
Well, and the way the fight had progressed, Danny wasn't putting himself in a position where he was likely to lose his position, his advantage all at once.
Yeah.
He'd lose it a little bit at a time, and the way he fought that fight, or fought those 2 rounds, he was very cognizant of where he was at and what he was doing.
Now, if the same thing happens in the third round, I'm sure he'll coast in that last minute.
And if you're Victor
So-
Nava, you really want to keep this on the feet right here.
He's got to be
and he's
throwing
doing it.
punches, kicks.
Yeah, he's more active on the feet. Oh, what a beautifully timed
There it is.
takedown.
Beautifully timing that right cross was Danny DiCristofaro as he gets in on that double leg, and once again, the 20-year-old on top and in side control and with all the time in the world to work.
Such a smooth transition to the mount there is Danny D. Danny D's 20 years old, you said?
20 years old.
I remember the 1900s.
Buddy.
He was just a thought.
Yeah,
In his
no,
mom and
probably
dad's
not.
mind when,
Maybe even
when-
not, but back then it's
Yeah.
sheesh.
Oh,
I mean, look at that.
The
Beautiful
flowing
pressure,
through,
yeah.
the flowing through positions.
It's just, the transitions are awesome.
going that power half.
Yeah, look, he's gonna
roll
run a
him
run a half there. I
He's
like
gonna
it.
Roll him over and pin his head to the
Like
ground.
it. And I understand if you're Victor Nava and you maybe have yet to find a real answer to any of this, you want to try to keep him close, but man, you really need to start going for broke
Right.
in these waning seconds.
Yeah, but the question is, in this position, what is going for broke? I mean, he's really done all the things that he could try to do to get Danny off of him. At what point, or what could he be doing differently or more aggressively?
I'd say
You
at
know.
this point, you give up your back, you give up any submission possible, you give up any possible thing to create space,
And then
because that is truly your only option.
Yeah. And he's trying, but Danny D just has that
You know,
perfect looking slide. His slides up when he hips in, and he slides back. Just beautiful mount maintenance and control.
and the surfing through positions, which is just,
Yeah.
you know, that invisible jujitsu, as a lot of people like to call it, is just so difficult to deal with when you couple it with that top pressure of a lifetime of wrestling, right?
Yeah, kudos to Victor for taking his first fight against a wrestler who's had a lot of fights, as you said.
A lot of wrestling fight matches,
You're right.
you know.
And a lot of wrestling fights is a grind. They're there
Oh,
all
no
day.
doubt. But this is just the
with
level of
multiple
talent
fights.
that exists even
Yeah.
at the debut level now, Bernie. I mean, like, two debuting fighters, and you can see, you know, a potentially wide gap of experience, right?
Right.
Whatever the case, a very workmanlike performance for Danny DeCristofaro, and kudos to Victor Nava for hanging in there from bell to bell.
Beautiful debut from Danny. I'm sure we're going to see him a lot.
Well,
I
we-
wouldn't be surprised to see Victor
Oh, yeah, we will as well.
turn around and fight again and fight much better. I mean, he just kind of ended up against a buzzsaw.
Yeah, sadly didn't really get a chance to show any of his game. You know, and that's just going to happen, like you said, when you get that, when you run into a brick wall like this. But to your point, Bernie, you know, something tells me Top Notch is going to keep this guy busy.
Oh, yeah.
World of potential,
What a great addition to the team.
no doubt. We await our judge's decision here at Total Fight Challenge's 30th anniversary show. Here's Arturo Piedra with your decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a unanimous decision. In the blue corner, Danny Cristofaro.
So Danny DeCristofaro gets the nod as he gets hoisted up by the Bearwolf.
These are the senior leaders at Team Top Notch.
Yeah, no doubt, which is pretty wild because
Yeah, we've seen these guys grow up in
we've
the
literally
cage.
watched these guys grow up, especially the case of Chris Johnson. I remember him when he was a baby.
Very emotional. I love seeing that. Now they're coaching their newer generation of fighters at Team Top Notch.
You gotta love it.
Our next TCF challenge will be November 14th. Ageless Men's Health is providing a free blood screening today. It takes about 2 minutes, I believe, if you want to get your blood drawn. You have them check it out. Ageless Men's Health.
Check your levels, people.
Our next fight is a tie bout, 120-pound bantamweight. In the blue corner, from Oswego, Illinois. All right, in the blue corner, from Oswego, Illinois, in his debut fight, John Vasquez.
Another debuting youngin as John Vasquez, 20 years old, stepping in our fourth Muay Thai bout of the night. So for those watching at home, that is why you will be seeing some of our combatants tonight wearing the big gloves, and some of them wearing the headgear as well. Bernie, how exactly does that work? Is this by choice that they wear the headgear?
No, I think the Illinois Commission is requiring all the Muay Thai and kickboxing to wear headgear, shins, and gloves. Before they had a choice if they wanted to wear shins or headgear. It's mandatory now.
I was going to say, that must be recent.
Yeah, it is recent for sure.
Well, it's better that they kind of make that decision for you, because back in the day, you didn't want to be the guy saying, I do want it, when you know the other one doesn't.
Yeah, if one person wants it, they both have to wear it.
And in the red corner with a record of 0-1 from Chicago, Illinois, Luis Medina.
Coming us out of Goitia Martial Arts in Chicago, Illinois, is the 19-year-old Luis Medina. Last seeing action at Matador Fighter Challenge 11. Did not get the nod that night. Now looking to get into the win column for the very first time. Representing Goitia Martial Arts, it's Luis Medina.
Yeah, Luis Medina looked great in his last fight, but he fought a very tough Aldo Cruz from Chicago Thai Boxing Academy. And that was a hard first fight for him.
Well, now he gets the opportunity that he's been awaiting for since November of last year. Bit of a layoff, almost 9 months in between fights. But, you know, sometimes, obviously, life can get in the way. But, you know, without knowing much about his situation, also it doesn't hurt to keep your fighter back and let him work on those things. You know, dot those I's and cross the T's that maybe missed in the last fight.
I think that's what a lot of people do. They end up working what they found out what kind of their deficits were on their last fight, and it's better to not rush into your next fight. You know.
You know, it's good for a little growth, but then also, you know, if you have a fight that you don't take much damage, win or lose, you know, you might decide, hey, let's run it back.
Keep that
real quick.
momentum.
Right.
Win or lose,
Yeah.
you know.
Daniel Aguirre, our third man inside the cage, one of the many fighting Aguirre bros.
All of them?
Yeah, right, exactly.
This is the
whole
OG
family.
of the Aguirre
Yeah,
bros.
right. Fish, swim, birds fight, Aguirre's fight, but let's get back to the action immediately. These two engaging.
This is that 120-pound division is nonstop action right away. Knees in that clinch.
Nice front kick there by Luis Medina. Well, sometimes when you have a debuting fighter or somebody young in their career, it's hard to get them to you know, cut loose out there. Not a problem for these two, as they have been nonstop from the opening bell.
I've lost track. Who is the taller fighter?
That's Luis Medina.
Luis
That's
Medina
Luis
in the
is
red,
tallest,
correct.
Yeah,
In the with the red.
with the red. They came at it so quick, I forgot their name.
Yeah, they got scrambled right
Yeah.
away.
It's like watching a Tasmanian devil.
Yeah, they kind
Yeah.
of just spun into a
Squirrel.
big mess, right.
Nice clinch from Medina there. Ooh.
You mentioned Medina being a touch taller, and you see it. You see it in the clinch, but you also see it in the ranginess with that
range.
front kick. There it is
He's
again.
using that teep nicely. But Vasquez,
Sneaky little trip there for John Vasquez. Now it's hard to see their faces with the headgear, but There has been a crazy amount of output by both fighters in this first round.
Yeah, but they're 120 pounds, so they can take it.
Brothers, I've been down there before. You still get tired, man. Trust me. But my goodness, it has been. That's the fun of the flyweights, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
That is the fun of the flyweights.
Definitely no shortage of action.
Absolutely not, and no shortage of experience in the corner of John Vasquez. There you see Tyler Sugar-Free Scott, along with the Slim Reaper.
Yeah.
You know, whether we're talking about the Slim Reaper Jackman or Sugar-Free Tyler Scott, these are guys that have fought on some of the biggest shows, along with having fought here at CICERO Stadium.
Yeah.
So they've been there, they've done that, they've been in those shoes. Certainly feels good for a debuting fighter to have that in his corner.
Yeah, and Jackman recently went pro as well.
That's right, Shane Jackman, pro. A Sugar-Free Scott, a pro that's fought locally. He's fought in dirty boxing.
Yeah.
These guys have been around the circuit.
Yeah. And both these guys have graced the TFC cage as well.
Amen. Fun with headgears begin.
Yeah, I hope these guys were able to train with their headgear. I think the last bout of fighters in the last show did not know they were supposed to wear it. It was a last-minute decision from the commission. And, of course, we always want to err on the caution of safety, but it's different sparring with that headgear.
Sure. Ooh, nice body kick there.
And it's constant adjustment. But if you trained with it in camp, you should be okay with it. Man, that teep of Medina is...
It's working.
Yeah, but... But Vasquez still gets in there.
Vasquez has realized pretty early on that if he's going to do any damage, he's going to have to get in tight, right?
Yeah.
That range, if we're noticing it from the outside, he's most certainly noticing it from the inside, right?
Oh!
A big knee that may have missed the mark. It's hard to see if it landed to the head.
It looked like it.
It might have.
Did,
It certainly
but
knocked
you know
the
what?
headgear off,
The
right?
headgear saved him, and I see the benefit of having that.
Right.
Yeah.
That would have been a knee probably right to the chin.
Yep.
Yeah.
And we've seen it happen, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And oftentimes when you're a taller fighter, like if you can't direct those knees directly to the solar
Yeah.
plexus and you're pulling the head down like that, it's going to hit their head.
And for our viewers that aren't aware that Illinois does not allow any knees to the head or any elbows, period. Knees to the head, I would not be surprised if a point was taken if he felt that it was, it went to the head, but obviously he didn't think it was, intentional.
Yeah, he might not have been able to see it.
There's that front kick again.
So it's difficult with the headgear, and that clinch is going to come off.
Yeah, this is unfortunate once this happens.
And it's not personal headgear. That's like
correct.
Promotional headgear.
Right.
So, if the fighters had their own headgear that they wore every day, that's one thing.
Right.
But this headgear, they probably put it on for the first time today.
Correct. Now, your opponent obviously has the same situation to deal with, right? They're putting a headgear on for the very first time.
Sometimes.
But one thing is certain is that you can tell that the headgear of Johnny Vasquez is certainly moving around a lot more than Luis's.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's a shame.
And see, there it goes.
And it's not great for Luis either, right? He had a good situation there. Nice knees going from the clinch. He's got a break.
Yeah.
It's really a bummer for both of the fighters.
And it's a bummer for the fans too.
Yeah. But luckily, we've already had the moment where we've seen the
there's
benefits.
A good right hand.
Here comes Vasquez.
Again, another round full of action.
Yeah, Vasquez taking a lot of deep breaths there. He still has a lot of gas in the tank.
Yeah, you see Tyler Scott asking, do we just throw tape on this whole thing?
It is what it is.
It
you know?
is what it
For
is.
safety, you got to do it.
In the words of the great Max Holloway, it is what it is.
It is what it is.
Whatever the case, it does seem like Johnny Vasquez understands the assignment. He's got to get in, and he's got to get in quick.
Yeah.
But what we saw in that second round is that once the second round came around, Luis was ready for it, meeting him with those big knees from inside the clinch.
Yeah.
And as a smaller fighter, you don't want to be in there with those big
No,
knees
not
sneaking
at
up
all.
the center. That's what I like to see. Just go ham. Get the duct tape out. Some electrical tape, whatever, some super glue. Let's keep the headgear on.
I've
3 more
had
minutes.
loose headgear on before where they kept tightening it up, and I thought my head was going to pop.
I was nervous. I was just checking. I'm like, is he?
It's really
that gonna-
tight.
choking him. It's choking him.
Like,
But it's
could he
hopefully
see?
stay apart.
That might have been a slip, partly. You know, Medina is grabbing that clinch as soon as Vasquez gets in the pocket there, which is
Yeah.
exactly what
Oh,
he's
yeah.
supposed to do. But 'cause,
Exactly.
yeah, Vasquez is a pit bull with the pressure. But Medina's exactly
And his
doing what he
knees
needs
are
to.
just so effective.
Yeah.
And as you can see, Vasquez doesn't quite have an answer for the clinch just yet.
Yeah.
So it's such a double-edged sword if you're Johnny Vasquez. You want to
Yeah.
close
Ooh,
the
that
gap.
was a big knee.
What he needs to do is probably a little bit more angling. He's really toe-to-toe with him the whole time, coming straight forward in.
Very linear.
Yeah. But he is getting some strikes in, you know? But yeah, I'd like to see a little bit more angling on Vasquez's part.
Vasquez did land 2 nice shots there as
Yeah.
he pressed forward.
Yeah, that's beautiful pressure from Vasquez
A
there.
very impressive showing of heart for Johnny Vasquez.
And
I mean,
the-
that
the
headgear
tape-
is wearing him at this point.
Yep. And the tape is not even under his chin anymore. Now it's in front of his mouth.
Can't see. Vasquez is game as game can be.
Yeah. It's a terrible feeling. In there, somebody's punching at you, and it's like having a bucket
Can't
over your
see,
head.
I know.
It's bad enough. I mean, obviously Luis Medina is incredibly skilled, but now you got an opponent and a headgear to fight.
The first head kick attempt from Medina there.
Yeah, the first headgear attack was in the first round.
Yeah.
But man, that headgear is certainly creeping up on that peripheral, possibly of Vasquez. Whatever the case, you know what? A great showing for both fighters. Luis Medina looking very good. Looks like he's cleaned up. Likely cleaned up some of the the issues he had in his debut fight. Johnny Vasquez up against a very tough opponent and not an ideal situation with the headgear, but gave his coaches a great display of heart and plenty to go back to the drawing board with.
Yeah, it was unfortunate that we had so many issues with that headgear, but props to Luis Medina.
Yeah, props
I mean,
to Luis Medina.
He fought
Props
a
to Johnny
great fight.
Vasquez.
Yeah,
We've seen it before where someone will get so frustrated with that headgear and be ripping it around. Johnny was a gentleman the whole time. Played the hand he was dealt. Incredible composure.
Ladies and gentlemen, the judges score as follows. Judge 1, 30-27. Judge 2, 30-27. Judge 3, 30-27. A unanimous decision. Right corner, Luis Medina!
Luis Medina getting the nod and showing off some fancy moves inside the cage.
I guess he's got more energy at the end of the fight than I did.
Yeah, you know what? I questioned whether or not they'd have gas. Clearly they had that and then some. Great outing for Luis Medina. A lot of toughness on display for Johnny Vasquez. And I'm sure we're going to be seeing a lot more from both those fighters.
Both fighters, absolutely.
Well, Doug, my friend, we're going to be getting to know each other a little bit better over this next fight as The queen of our broadcast, Ruth Bernier, is pulling double duty. She'll be cornering for the next bout.
Our next battle is an MMA fight. Catch weight at 180 pounds. In the blue corner, in his debut fight from Evanston, Illinois, Makai Williams.
Probably the biggest pop of the night thus far for the debuting Makai Williams from Evanston, Illinois, and representing top-level MMA. Unbiasedly, a lot of love for top level. Of course, at the helm is our very own Bernie A. The whole Bubuyog family very much in the fray as they bring about their newest crop of athletes. And right now, its moment belongs to Makai Williams, debuting in MMA, but he's already had some kickboxing bouts. Again, another one of these gyms. Oh, Bernie A, just so kind to be joining us back here in the booth as she walks out her athlete. Now, Bernie, we're talking a little bit about how Makai already has some kickboxing experience, rounding out his entire game at top level. Take a deep breath. He's going to be all right, Bernie. Let's talk about it.
So, Makai has been training with me just for about 18 months, and normally I don't let him fight in the cage that early, but he did a K1 fight and won that. He did a jiu-jitsu tournament and got gold in that. So I feel like he's earned this. You know, he was very disciplined in his camp. He's a great kid.
Ladies and gentlemen, debuting, it's Makai Williams.
In the red corner, also debuting tonight from Crown Point, Indiana, Zach Durkin.
Debuting as well is Zach Durkin as he prepares to meet his incumbent, who, by the way, is 8 years younger. Zach Durkin, 8 years the senior of Makai Williams. Making his way to the cage with a name, or sorry, with a face that is essentially synonymous with Total Fight Challenge.
Yeah.
Miguel Angel Torres, one of the greats, one of the all-time greats of our sport.
And he's a Midwest legend. He's always here at the TFC shows.
Yeah, certainly at one point known as one of the pound-for-pound greatest fighters in existence.
Right. I'm like, do we really have to fight a Team Torres guy?
You gotta
You know
love
what?
it though, but you know what? Whether they're coming from a gym like Top Level or Torres, you know that you're getting some game fighters, but most certainly you're getting two teams that are gonna sign that dotted line even if Godzilla is on the other side.
Coach Miguel's got a fresh haircut. The mullet is gone. He looks amazing, by the way.
For those that don't know, this is a blast from the past. This is the OG Miguel Torres cut.
Yeah.
From the OG TFC days, from the days of past, but the present's a gift. So let's enjoy it. Danny Aguirre, our referee, once again, immediately coming forward and putting some pressure on to Zach Durkin.
Yeah, Zach Durkin. Zach Durkin has a military background, so he did some fights. And he's a brown belt under Miguel Torres. Immediately going for that takedown. Beautiful.
Good stuff.
Ooh, a little off balance there. Oh, beautiful knee from Makai Williams.
A little dirty boxing from the clinch.
Oh, and he's got that's like
He's got a front naked choke.
He certainly did get under the chin momentarily, giving the brown belt plenty to think about.
Yeah.
The first to draw blood is Makai Williams.
Makai.
that was very close to a gravet, more of a neck crank from the front.
Makai's got very unorthodox moves. And I think he slowed Zach down a little bit here.
Well,
but he really needs to. Beautiful check hook from Mekhi Williams there.
They're unorthodox, but they're effective because he's already cut open Zach.
Yeah.
Really slowed his pressure down.
I want to yell some stuff from here, but
Oh,
Nice jab there. Beautifully timed jab by Williams.
Mekhi Williams. Utilizing those knees beautifully is Mekhi Williams.
He's got got control of that left wrist.
Yeah, preventing him from finishing a
actually,
guillotine.
No, this is indeed. He's got that front headlock for a potential arm in. Now the choke may not be completely across the line, but I'll tell you this, the body language of Zach Durkin, not ideal, as he's already absorbed in a vast amount of punishment in this opening stanza.
Yeah.
And his whole attitude has changed. The aggression.
Mekhi's going for that head kick, but I would like him to set that up a little bit more. Nice body kick there from Zach. I want to yell some stuff to Mekhi, guys, but
right. But you
I
know,
just don't yell it into the microphone.
Now Mekhi really needs to get past that knee and slide into the mount.
it felt as if Durkin maybe just kind of surrendered to that bottom position.
Yeah, you know, those knees take a toll out of you. And Mekhi does not feel comfortable staying on the ground with Zach.
It's not a bad decision.
Yeah.
I mean, a Torres brown belt.
Right.
If you have an advantage. Boy,
oh,
that's
nice!
boxing.
Little uppercut there. The referee's jumping in. I'd imagine that's the end of the bout. There's no 8 counts here.
No 8 counts, yeah.
An interesting stoppage. Or is it the end of the round?
No, I didn't hear the bell.
No, he waved it off.
He waved it off.
He waved it off.
Hardest.
I think he waved it off.
It didn't. He certainly looked like he dropped him with the shot.
Yeah.
But there wasn't really any follow-up, nor was there.
I think he stopped it. You know.
He did stop it.
He did, yeah.
Okay. All right, well, our winner then via stoppage, Mekhi Williams. Good job picking up again, this stoppage does not take anything away from Mekhi's performance.
Right.
Unfortunately,
it
does kind of pull the air out of the arena.
Yeah.
But let's not, ignore how good Mekhi looked out there.
You know, to the
Zach's
refs,
swollen.
the referee's job is to just keep everybody safe. You know, a lot of people give grief to the refs, but if he sees somebody's in trouble, he stops it. You know, it was just unclear.
Yeah, that, again, Danny Aguirre's one of these guys that, aside from having a long, being involved in the officiating side for years now, he has a long, career in the combat sports. He's been around the block. He knows what he's looking at. But, it's a very tricky situation there.
You know, I work on the commission side, and I always agree with the refs. It's not an easy job. They either hate you, but
they hate you.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, at 2:58 of round 1, winner, blue corner, Mekhi Williams.
That's going to make it even tougher. There was 2 seconds left in the round.
Yeah, and
so that's only going to add the fuel to the fire of the,
And to his credit, Miguel was clearly upset with the stoppage, but he was extremely calm in describing and explaining to Danny Aguirre. Very professional.
Yeah,
That's why he's had such a career.
Yeah, I'm glad he was respectful to Danny. And that was a great matchup.
Great job by Mekhi. It's unfortunate when stuff goes like that. Like I said, it kind of takes the air out of the arena.
Yep.
Right.
Sort of takes a little bit away from the moment, but let's not let that happen. What a performance by Mekhi Williams against a very tough, seasoned guy who came out there very aggressive.
So when we discussed taking this fight, I said this guy was a brown belt who competes under the Torres banner. And I said, this is going to be a classic striker versus grappler. Because Mekhi barely wants to even do gi jiu-jitsu, right? But I do not allow my guys to fight unless they're doing everything. So, you know, he got up when Zach was on the ground with him. But just like his striking, really, and Zach's striking was not bad. He was actually amazing on the
Zach
the stand-up.
You know, Zach did come forward immediately. He looked like he had an agenda.
Yeah, the first 10 seconds of the fight looked a lot different than the last 10 seconds of the first round.
My heart died. I'm like, oh shit, his hands are great. Yeah. Like
Well, I've gotten to do this with both of you guys. Been in the booth when you guys have to scurry off to go corner and come back. And kudos to you guys for trying to keep your emotions in check. I don't know if I'd be able to do it as well as y'all do, but certainly that's got to be tough. You know, to rip off the headgear, throw on your coaching hat. In your case, literally sometimes, and then unbiasedly jump back in the booth.
Yeah. You know, fun fact. Leon, our head coach, my oldest son, actually made his MMA debut 10 years ago in the TFC cage.
I remember it well. I was there cornering.
Oh.
Yes, sir. I was there. I was there for Leon's fight, and I was there cornering a grappling match for Mike Cannon.
Yes, they were doing grappling then.
Was that at the Willowbrook?
Ooh, I can't remember the arena exactly.
No, I think it was here at CICERO.
No, it wasn't here. It wasn't here.
It
was at another arena. You know, there were different eras, of course. There's the
was-
Hammond Civic Center era.
Yeah.
There was the in-between era before here, and where was it?
Willowbrook, and there was Bedford Park.
It might have
was
been
at
Bedford.
Park. It was.
Bedford
Yes.
Park, and then there was the Eagle Arena across from Ford City Mall.
When you spend 30 years in the fight game, you're going to have multiple eras, right?
Just to put this in perspective, the first fight that he ever promoted was upstairs in the old Kankakee Library. It wasn't the library at the time. We built the ring out of pallets and used the 4 steel posts holding up the roof.
Yeah. I mean, what kind of sanctioning was happening 30 years ago?
None. Not a lick.
You're looking at it.
Not a
It was
lick.
me.
Yeah, man. It's just it's such a pleasure. I mean, and we're going to talk about some other things. You know, there's a lot to look forward to tonight. Of course, we got the fights. We got another little fun moments coming up that we're gonna. I'm just gonna tease right now, but we'll have some fun stuff to celebrate 30 years as a fighting family. So much growth, so much fun, and so much to look forward to. We're back with Arturo Piedra.
Our next bout is an MMA bout, 140 catchweight. In the blue corner, with a record of 0-2 from Stone Park, Santiago Gaviria.
We move forward with the action as Santiago Gaviria Gomez, the 27-year-old, makes his way to the cage. This will be a mixed martial arts bout contested at 140 pounds. And now Santiago Gaviria pretty recently seeing action just a little under 2 months ago as he fought in the Michiana Fight League. Before that, we saw him at Gladiator Wars. Bernie, you and I had the pleasure of calling that bout.
Yeah.
So he's been, since kicking off his career in November of 2025, this will be his third bout. Looking to get the winning track for the first time. And it's fun, you know, when they get the opportunity to step into a show like this that's been around for a long time on a big night like tonight. You know, some more experienced guys on the card later. And they get a chance to kind of come out here and kind of warm up the crowd a little bit.
Yeah. You know, I think Santiago had a pretty good showing, and we were kind of worried because he's unaffiliated. You know, we don't know what kind of formal training they have.
Coming out a little front flip, showing a little bit of athleticism before the opening bell is Gaviria.
And in the red corner, in his debut fight from Chicago, Illinois, Brian Lagunas.
In steps Brian Lagunas. Off of over a 2-year layoff, we last saw him taking on Jake Muehlner here at Matador Fighter Challenge. Of course, we'll call it the sister promotion of Total Fight Challenge. That night, things didn't go his way, and I talked about it earlier. I love to see someone taking their time in between fights. Maybe when things aren't going their way, take a little bit of time to go back in the lab, and in this case, he did so at Goitia Martial Arts. As a 26-year-old Brian Lagunas steps in for our 4th bout of the night. Very different styles. There you see Brian, very serious. All business right now from inside the cage. Gaviria breaking that 4th cage wall as he points to the audience. It works for some people. It works, some don't, Personally, I kind of never like to take the eyes out of the cage, but, wherever you need to get that fuel to get the motor going, I'm all for it, guys.
Wherever your focus is.
Amen.
Yeah.
So Gaviria.
Oh!
It says unaffiliated here, but he has Coach Mac, the legendary Coach Mac from Team Top Notch is in his corner. So I don't know if he's with their gym or beautiful clinch work. He snapped him down right away. He's got a front headlock in.
He's got a guillotine. Oh, he sat down.
That is
That's
deep.
Good. That's there it is. He tapped. He tapped.
Jumping guillotine is Santiago Gaviria Gomez as he picks up his first win. And he does so with style points. Immediately slapping on that front headlock. And getting the job done quick.
Yeah, that was the first 20 seconds of the fight.
And for Brian Lagunas, you talked about it earlier, Doug. Sometimes you get that 20-second bout, whether it goes your way or not.
This is it.
This is it. And, maybe you roll it into another camp. Maybe you roll it into another opportunity, or maybe you take a second to say, hey, I got to figure things out.
Yeah, he's got a choice. He can fight again in November, or maybe he takes some time off to smooth out the rough edges.
You got options.
20 per second. Tampa to the guillotine. Santiago Gaviria.
And he doesn't look like he took, and I mean, he did take a pretty decent shot at the beginning. That's straight right, but that was the only damage that he took. So
yeah, it looked a little bit shocked, but you learn a lot from your first fight, whether it be nerves. I mean, Santiago, I remember his last fight. He looked excellent in his last fight. He's got 2 fights under his belt. That's experience.
We carry on with the action here at TFC's 30th anniversary show. Christian Reynoso, Bernadette, and Bubuyak, Doug Keast, and there we have Arturo Piedra. Keeping us going.
MMA 135-pound bantamweight. In the blue corner, in his debut fight from Chicago, Illinois, Brennan Rushford.
Representing Team 110 in the Fight Farm, Brennan Rushford. Debuting as well, but another one of these OG teams, Bernie.
Yeah, Team 110. Fight Farm. Brennan Rushford making his MMA debut. I see these guys everywhere, and a lot of Muay Thai tournaments.
yeah, Franco's been coaching fighters, putting out good fighters for well over a decade,
yeah.
Probably 07.
Yeah, I remember from the early Fight Card Entertainment days, seeing Coach Franco out there with Team 110.
Team 110, yeah, they're OGs as well.
Indeed. And I love, I'm going to butcher this saying, but it's, it's one of those, it's about, who's left, right? Like, who's left. I didn't even go to the saying because I know I was going to fuck it up. But what I will say, to see these teams, like we talk about Miguel, who was fighting, 20 plus years ago. Seeing a team like 110 has been over here for the better part of a decade. So much to be said for that.
Wait a minute.
Debuting tonight from Manteno, Illinois, Eric Avila.
So is the quote that you were trying to get, is that from the Getting My Guard guy? Who's still here? who's still here?
Dude,
No.
I'm sure there's a slew of us that have tried to use it and butchered it many a times. Then there's a few that have probably claimed it as their own. But whatever the case, Eric Avalar coming to us out of Outlier in Manteno, your neck of the woods. Doug, let's talk a little bit about what they're brewing at Outliers.
You know, you got Matt Ryan, who's an excellent wrestler, and Thomas Jasinski. Both at one point or another were students of mine. When my gym closed, they opened up and have been doing really good things out there. Not excessively active, but they put out some quality fighters.
Yeah, well, Coach Matt is still an active
He's
fighter.
he's still an active fighter.
Is he the head coach?
He is the head coach. I think, like within the past week or so, it was a 2-year anniversary of Thomas's last fight.
Oh, wow. Okay,
So-
fair enough. Yeah, so a lot of the attention is going into putting out this new crop of
Yep.
fighters. And
Yeah.
you got to love it. You also got to love those mean mullets coming out of Outliers. I mean,
Telling you.
They are representing with the mullet
I
game.
mean, honestly, the mullet crown has to go to Team Torres.
Yeah.
But
just for longevity.
right, exactly.
for
But
longevity.
Outliers is making their mullet presence felt. Whatever the case, Eric Avalar here versus Brendan Rushford.
You can tell Eric's mullet is not fully grown yet. It's still a
There are stages.
still a
It's
larva.
growing.
There are stages. It does look like it's a Bruin, though.
It's trying.
It's on its
trying,
way.
yeah.
Makes me want to bring back my Mississippi mud flap. But anyways.
Of course, when you get close to making weight and you're not going to make it, that's the first thing to go.
Mixed martial arts action here at 135 pounds, bantamweights. My personal favorite, very biasly.
My favorite.
I mean,
Very
it's
biasly.
fun. It's fun. They're fun. Ooh. That right hand for Avalar like a heat-seeking missile early on, finding the chin of Rushford.
Oh, that head kick from Avalar.
Good right hand from Rushford.
These guys are throwing hands.
It feels like Rushford quickly caught the assignment. It's going to be cover and counter because he did it so beautifully twice.
Yeah. Good head movement from Rushford there. Both these guys slow down a little bit. They're like, let me not get caught by What a matchup for these two.
These 35ers are throwing.
Yeah. Oof. These guys got,
There's pop in those punches.
yeah, they got
Oh, that one
strong
you could-
chins too. This is where the judges really need to just watch
they
very
got-
closely because this is such an evenly matched fight so far.
He's on his back. Oh, good turn.
Beautiful body lock takedown attempt there. Ooh, he's got it. Trying to slide a
He's on his neck.
nice scramble.
On the neck. No hooks and no problem.
The tap. He got the tap.
Wow, what a beautiful
Boy, he went straight to his
finish.
back, took the neck,
Eric Avalar.
took it home as a trophy.
Fast is smooth and smooth is fast. As Eric Avalar with the vice lock. He got under the chin and it was all but over. Eric Avalar, your winner via submission.
The outlier disciple in his Bricks brand orange shorts.
Shout out Bricks brand.
Yeah.
All smiles
What a beautiful performance.
for
from
the
Eric
Outliers
Avalar.
MMA team, yeah. We were talking about how evenly matched up, though
Yeah.
it was until that moment. Brendan Rushford looked fantastic on the feet.
Yeah.
But when that grappling exchange happened, I mean, Avalar was so quick
Yeah, he
to
was
snatch up the neck.
Slick
Yeah.
to take the back off of that transition.
Winner by rear naked choke,
sunk in that
140
rear
seconds
naked
of the
choke.
first round. In the red corner, Eric Avalon.
What a great fight for both these
Rushford
guys.
was dishing out as well as he was
Oh,
taking.
yeah.
you
Oh,
know,
yeah.
On the feet. It just that grappling exchange was the difference.
Yeah, they both caught each other a few times.
I
Showed
know.
plenty of pop in the punches and great shins as well.
Did Avalon go for a takedown? I don't even remember.
Yeah, it was. He got the back. He shot for a takedown.
It was a
and
body
took-
lock.
And
Yeah.
took the
yeah,
back.
that's right. Yeah,
and
yeah.
then he
Yeah, I think he
kinda
tried like enough with the
dumped him
stand up.
forward and then took his neck.
Yeah, that was beautiful. It was off that body lock, which is my favorite. I do all my takedowns from
The
body
body,
lock
yeah.
because
yeah.
I'm old. I don't want to do shots anymore.
Experienced,
But no, it's
seasoned.
just-
I want to do
control.
shots, just not wrestling shots.
Control from the
Get
body
out
lock
of here, Doug.
is slow. It's fast, just like you said.
A lot of exciting bouts tonight. Our next fight challenge will be November 14th. How many people have had their blood drawn today?
Let's check our
the
cholesterol
one
levels,
fighter.
everybody. I think you can get like your
I would do it, but I got stuff to do.
you gotta check your triglycerides,
He's
Arturo.
good tonight. He's got my number tonight.
I mean, if you can get your levels drawn for free, you should get it checked.
Yeah.
And they're not drawing blood. They're
Oh,
pricking your
they're-
finger.
Oh.
Yeah.
quick.
Nobody wants to know what their cholesterol level
It
is.
is a flyweight bout, MMA. Debuting tonight from Aurora, Illinois, Miguel Estrada.
Representing Dominion MMA from Aurora, Illinois, it's Miguel Estrada. Now we've seen the Dominion MMA guys up and down the Midwest scene, but we've already seen them in the corner here tonight once.
Yeah, this is a 125 bout. This is going to be fast. 125, 135, 145. Those are my favorites to watch.
So the flyweights have been nonstop action thus far, and I don't anticipate them slowing down now. Debut fight for Miguel Estrada, taking on an opponent that already has some bouts underneath his belt. Clearly the team at Dominion MMA believing in their fighter, not just enough to put him out there, but to put him out there against somebody that's got some fights.
Right.
Some experience. And Tomas is not an easy fight. I
No.
mean, he's got a 1-1, but that's a deceptive 1-1.
Right.
You know, it very easily, if he had been put against somebody else in his loss, I mean, he looked good. It just didn't work out for him.
Yeah.
And in the red corner, with a record of 1-1, from Chicago, Illinois, Tomas Villanueva.
In steps the 20-year-old Tomas Villanueva. As I mentioned earlier, already 1-1. Muay Thai bouts under his belt. MMA bouts under his belt, most recently seeing action in the Muay Thai cage. But before that, he did pick up a win in MMA against John Walters. Tonight, he tries himself once again in the mixed rule set against Miguel Estrada.
Thomas hasn't fought in, has it been about a year? When was that fight?
Yeah, you know, it's going to be a year in November, so just about 9 months ago, he saw action at
Oh,
Matador
yeah.
Fighter Challenge 11. You were on the call for that one, right, guys? Yep. But now stepping back into the cage with the 4-ounce gloves once again. we've talked about it before, but it is nice to see fighters kind of take a step back to tighten up their specific rule sets, right? Like, let's tighten up the hands, let's tighten up the jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
And then let's try it all again.
And for 125 pounds, Tomas has got really long limbs.
Oh, he's all business.
I mean, so he's going to have a reach advantage against most 125 pounders.
And a mustache
That
advantage
mustache,
against
yeah,
most.
yeah, he does have a long reach.
Bernie leaves our mustache comments all alone.
Yeah,
how about that reach, guys? Immediately going in on the takedown was Miguel Estrada.
but he's got him in the cow catcher. So
Good job of wall walking there for Tomas Villanueva.
Tomas is keeping that front headlock in.
Miguel
trying
Estrada.
to keep his body up.
Oh, that's
He's
tight now.
he's doing a nice job. And he puts him up.
Some nice adjustments there by Tomas Villanueva
Yeah.
on that arm-in guillotine against the fence.
He could just get to his right
Oh,
side.
that's tight now.
Oh, yeah, that's...
Let's see if Miguel Estrada can.
Oh, he got his head out. He
You
slipped.
know, when you train and you get into that position a lot.
What do we got? Oh, mouthpiece.
Oh, did somebody grab a fence?
Maybe an equipment issue, it seems like.
Let's see.
Oh, his glove's coming apart. His glove's coming apart, so they're going to have to replace his glove.
Oh, this is...
Weird. Oh,
It's the padding is coming
MMA
off.
is so exciting. I mean, you really never know what's
You
coming
don't.
next.
You don't.
They got a backup glove right away.
Of course, they've got a backup glove.
This is a
Bernie.
professional.
This is next level. This is the 30th anniversary show, Bernie.
You think they've never seen this?
Yeah, we got two pairs of gloves.
Three. We got three pairs
we
of
got
gloves.
the extra. Sorry, we got the extra pair. Come on.
Could be a problem if they both had problems with their right glove.
Right. Then we're kind of then we're going to have a jab fest.
It's the commission.
You know, this is a bummer though, because for obviously the fans are got to sit here for an extra few minutes. No big deal for them, but the fighters don't want to cool. Very quick. That was fast. I was gonna say we don't know how long it's gonna take, but that was fast.
So back in the guard
Working them back
is
from the
Miguel
same position.
Estrada. And he popped out of that ghillie. So
But
that
it
was a
did
good
feel
time
like
to stop
the
him.
way Tomas sat back for it, like that's what might be one of his moves.
Yeah, that was
He was very
Good
comfortable
adjustments
from
he
there,
made.
yeah.
but something that Estrada seems to be used to.
Oh, nice ground and pound to the pass.
And
Is
that's almost a reverse triangle.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good way to stop him.
My word, are we going to see shades of Toby Amata versus George Masvidal at Bellator 1?
I'm glad you remembered who it was because I remember.
Everybody pictures it, but nobody knows who
I
it
know.
was. Nobody remembers that was Masvidal getting put to
Masvidal,
sleep.
Yeah.
Anyways, enough of our MMA nerding over here.
I'm impressed with Estrada's ground game so far.
Yeah, Estrada, you know, we mentioned coming to us out of Dominion. So many high-level athletes there. They're going to teach you not just get the takedown, but the pass as well.
Very nice by Tomas to get back to guard.
Very nice. Because Estrada could have did a lot of damage from there, from that side control position, and Villanueva recovered guard pretty well.
Clearly some bad intentions on the punches of Miguel Estrada. As he hit the canvas there with some serious PSI.
Yeah. 10 seconds left in this first round with a lot of action. Oof.
Good round for both guys.
Yeah.
I was impressed by Miguel's top game and his wherewithal to try to pass when the opportunities were there. But like you said, Tomas did a great job of recomposing that guard, slowing down some of that striking.
Staying comfortable
Absolutely.
and
I think if you're coaching either corner, you've seen things that you're pleased with in both sides, and you kind of maybe just. I think if you're in the corner of Tomas Villanueva, maybe you're just hoping he ends up on the bottom a little bit less. But overall, both fighters had their moments.
The first, when he ended up on the bottom, it's because he put himself there. He thought he had a submission. He could have potentially finished it standing. There's no reason he had to go to the bottom.
Yeah, I was trying to remember, like, who
sort of
took him to
pulled
the
it.
ground first.
He sort of pulled the ghillie
kinda
back
pulled-
there, yeah.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
He had the
From
guillotine,
standing,
and then
yes.
he pushed his back up against the cage, and then he sat down.
There you see some of the handiwork of Estrada already on the face of Villanueva. That ground and pound. Ooh, a big right hand.
That is.
Oh, there's a big knee.
Estrada came in.
Estrada looking for the finish.
And he dropped him.
My word!
Oh my God!
Wow.
My word!
Okay.
What a finish, ladies and gentlemen! Officially 1-0 now via KO. Your winner, Miguel Estrada.
I am speechless. That second round, Estrada came out with nasty strikes.
Caught him with a couple of shots, and it just set up everything else. Tomas is still in a bad place right now. There's a good catch by Skyler.
Yeah, that was nonstop action. And Skyler stepped in, but that was last couple of punches dropped him.
He stepped in, and there was a punch that came in right as he stepped in, and it dropped Tomas.
Yeah, he gave him adequate opportunity to either try to counter, But, I mean, everything was so fast. It was like those last two that actually dropped him. But he came out guns ablazing.
Yeah, it certainly felt like potentially his corner told him to come out there in that second round and get the finish. If they didn't, he certainly came out there with the intentions of getting it done.
Go in there and make something happen.
Absolutely. Proudly flying the flag for Dominion MMA, and of course as well as a proud Colombiano as Miguel Estrada. What a finish. And our referee was jumping in as he did not like what he saw on the receiving end for Tomas Villanueva, but that shot snuck in and crumpled Villanueva. Miguel Estrada showed some serious power punches.
10 seconds of second round. Blue corner, Miguel Estrada.
Beautiful debut from Miguel Estrada out of Dominion MMA.
Good show of respect, too.
Yeah. I tell you, that 125 weight class, I mean, there's nobody easy to fight, Because Villanueva is an amazing fighter as well.
Another one for Dominion MMA. You're going to want to keep your eye on this one.
For once, that blood's not on me.
Yeah, I just checked my
my
dress. I'm like, do I
Yeah,
get any red
big-
accessories today?
A big droplet of blood landing about 3 inches away from my half-eaten protein bar.
And it's still half-eaten.
It's going to stay that way, I
It's gonna
think.
stay that way.
A fantastic outing for Miguel Estrada.
For about 10 minutes. We're also be giving out some awards.
So we have some awards that Joe Gortia, our amazing promoter, wants to give out for the 30-year anniversary.
Welcome everybody tonight. This is our 30th year doing the Total Fight Challenge. We have some awards for some people that have been with us for like over 20 years that we're going to be giving a little thing to. So first up, can I have Chris Uflocker? Can you come up in the ring, please?
Charopinho.
Give him a hand, everybody. He's a fighter trainer out of Chicago, here in Brazil.
First, I'd like to thank you, Joe, over here for everything you guys done for the sport. Many world-class fighters for the state over here. We ended up fighting all over the world in televised cars, some of the major organizations in the world. So he really built mixed martial arts in the Chicagoland area. And he was one of the best promoters for sure that any fighter should be fighting in the Chicagoland area. So congratulations to all the years, Joe, for everything you've been doing for the sport.
Next up, can I have Miguel Angel Torres, once again, fighter trainer. I think everybody knows who Miguel is, right? Miguel started our show a long time ago, went to UFC, was the WBC World Champion. Glad to have him back.
Thank you very much, Joe. I want to say that Joe is one of the most special brothers I've ever met in my life. Joe's one of the few guys that most fights that actually fought competing martial arts, a lifelong martial artist. I want to say thank you to all the fans for making this show possible and support the fighters. Guys like me can promote without fans for the support us. Thank you very much for being here.
Thank you, sir. Next up, I have Joe Russo. He's a personal friend of mine. He's actually been helping me many, many years with these promotions. Come on up, Joe.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm retiring. I've been here for 30 years now. I saved my life, man. I took it off. I put it back in the gym. I trained again. And here I am. That's the life. Thank everybody for coming out, supporting me, my friends, my brothers.
Next up, President Nikki, please come on up. He's one of my students and been helping me for over 20 years now. Thank you so much, man. Thank you, Caesar.
Can you get any better than Joe? I mean, seriously, right? Best instructor anywhere right now.
Next up, another one of my students been helping me for the 20 years or so. Frank Campos, please come up.
I don't know what to say, but I definitely thank Joe for allowing me to be part of the academy. Thank you all for assisting in our projects here and our fights. Thank you for assisting. One more time, I give it up back to Joe.
Next up, one of the people on the mic over here. She's a trainer. And people, bring it down. I'm young, please. Come on up, please.
Guys, Joe is one of a kind. I mean, 30 years in the Midwest MMA scene is huge. He's a big part of the evolution of Midwest MMA, and I'm very honored to be behind the broadcast booth. Joe, thank you so much for everything you do for the Midwest community. Very much. Thank you.
Next up, I have one of my students, fighter, trainer, Doug Keys. Come on up, please. Yeah, he's been with me close to 30 years now, so.
It's been a long time. It's been a good time, and it's going to be a long time.
Another one that's on the mic, Christian Reynoso, fighter, trainer, and broadcaster now.
Thank you, Joe. This is, I had no idea, but what I do want to focus on is obviously redirecting it to you, friend, because long before you gave me the opportunity to step into broadcast booths, all I wanted to do was fight for you one day, and I never had the opportunity. Long before that, I sat in the stands with my dad at the shows at the Civic Center, because we wouldn't miss a single one. I thank you not just as someone that gets to work alongside you, but as a martial artist and as a brother. Thank you, congratulations, sir.
Mike Cannon, are you here? Mike Cannon? Mike Cannon? I don't think he's here tonight, so let's go. Next up, Mac Ramos. Mac is a trainer, a good friend of mine, but sometimes he drives me a little nuts. He's a man of few words. Next up, Josh Bullock. Josh Bullock, are you up here? Josh? He's coming. Fighter, trainer, known him prior about 25 years now. Thank you, sir.
I just want to say the first people that I ever had fight for my team was September 9, 2026, and it was on Joe's show out of Manhattan. Joe is by far the best promoter I have ever dealt with. He always takes care of the fighters, takes care of the fans, and we are blessed to have someone like Joe running martial arts shows in our community and also teaching. So give Joe a great round of applause. He's one of the best that's ever been. Thank you, Joe.
Roberto Ramirez, are you upstairs? Are you here? Roberto Ramirez, are you here? He's running late, sorry guys. Next up, good friend of mine, fighter, trainer, helps out at my gym all the time. Tim O'Brien, please come on up. Tim is also a retired Marine Master Gunnery Sergeant, several times Iraq war veteran and Afghanistan veteran.
I didn't expect this. I met Joe when Joe got out of the Marine Corps in 1986. So that's how far we go back. And then he threatened my life if I didn't go in the Marine Corps. So I did spend a career there, but it's thanks to people like you, thanks to the coaches, the fighters, the fans and support. That Joe can put together these cards and make them special for everyone. So Number one, I'd like to thank Joe for always putting on a great fight card, and fighters that are out there and dedicate themselves every day. Congratulations, keep up the hard work. Thank you.
Another friend, good personal friend, another Marine, also a fighter, trainer, teaches at my gym also, Heidi Garza. Please come on up.
Obviously, it's been a privilege and an honor to have worked with all the years and be part of the school. I moved to Aurora, so I don't teach there anymore. It's one of my biggest regrets. But thank you for everything, I appreciate it. Thank you.
Good job, Heidi!
Next up, fighter, trainer, been bringing these fighters to my show for about good 20 years. Danny Summers, please come on up.
Check. I just want to say thanks to Joe for giving us the platform to bring our fighters to compete. We've been coming here for years, and we appreciate the opportunities to have this platform, to have our fighters come in, gain their experience, work their way up in the ranks. And thank you to the fans and the supporters coming out, showing support. A lot of these fighters early on in their career, they're really uncertain about what path they're going to take, but I know the encouragement, the cheers, even the boos, it does a lot. So thank you, Joe. Thank you for the commentators, everybody that works, the Illinois Commission. Thank you guys. Thank you to my fighters as well for giving me the opportunity to corner you guys, to prepare you guys, and obviously make that walk with you every single time. So I appreciate it. Thank you.
Next up, trainer, and he's been bringing these people to life events for a good 20 years or so. Franco Lozano, please come on up.
I'll be quick. You guys sound dead. Alright, hey, listen, Joe's been doing this a long time. We love Joe to death. We're glad he's here in Illinois. It's super hard. I don't know if you guys know that, but it's super hard to put on a show this long and still have people show up. So thank you, Joe, but also thank you, the fans. Showing up every time and supporting all our fighters in our gyms and Joe's show. This means a lot to us because it's a small circuit here in Illinois. So give yourselves a round of applause. A big round of applause. Wake up. Let's go. Yeah, good job, guys. Thank you so much. Thank you for
Next up, somebody who's been working my events since the very start. Also a personal friend, Mother Muhammad, come on up, please. And a few words. Next up, somebody who's been with me for many, many years. He also, when I started doing these shows, he was instrumental in filming and things like that. But also now working for the state, things like that. Scott Jones, come on up.
Just a few words. I gotta say thank you to Joe. If it wasn't for him and this promotion, I wouldn't have been able to judge some of the biggest events around. He gave so many fighters a great start, but so many of us get to sharpen our tools right here around you. Thank you, Joe.
Another Marine too. Next up, former UFC fighter Brian Ebersoft. Come on up. Brian's been a personal friend for years. He's also fought in the TFC many times.
I'll just reiterate what a lot of guys have kind of already said, and just thank you, Joe, for your consistency in growing the show year in, year out, bring the other shine. I've traveled the world, and the healthy ecosystems have a brand like you. They do that. A lot of people that come and go, help, sometimes have help, there's all the fun stuff. But it's been awesome watching you through all my stops back here, just doing it, and thank you for allowing us to give it up on the go.
Next up, fighter, trainer, Sean Lau. Come on up, please.
My first experience coaching was for Total Fight Challenge, and the thing that sticks out to me the most, Joe called me the day after to make sure that we got taken care of, that my fighter was good, and everything was good, so it always stuck out to me, so thank you, Joe, for everything.
Steve Colon, are you here? Steve Colon? Okay. Next up, I don't think we have these pictures. What we're going to call right now. Brian Picciolo, can you come on up, please? Brian Picciolo has been running many shows for many years. State of Illinois. You can drive me crazy a little bit too. Man, a few words. A couple more. I want to give you one. I know it's been a few years, but I'm going to give you one anyway. So next, I got a man on the camera right here, Derek Dabney. Giving him one also, please. I know there's people I'm forgetting right now, but believe me, next show I'll try to get them to take care of them, but have a great night. We're going to be starting this next fight in about 2 minutes, everybody. Thank you.
Don't go anywhere, Joe. We're not through with you yet.
Just a little quick thing here. Joe doesn't get no it's his anniversary, right? So from the school, from the martial arts, all the students, we ended up picking something up for you, Joe. Hope you enjoy it. And I'm going to turn it over to Christian.
Now that we get to redirect the spotlight on the man that we're all kind of here to give so much thanks to, Joe, 30 years, I mean, that sort of thing doesn't just happen by accident. I think it takes a certain kind of intention, a certain kind of person, a certain type of goal. When you look back on the 30 years and you look at what you've created, what comes to mind?
In the beginning, I thought this sport wasn't going to go anywhere. I thought they were going to outlaw us right away. I had no idea this would turn into what it turned into. One of the fastest growing sports in the world. When I first started doing this was to get, basically for my students, to get my students an outlet to showcase their skills. And here we are 30 years later. So that's pretty much it.
Well, just because this guy doesn't like the accolades, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do it for him. We talked about guys like Miguel Torres, Eddie Wineland, so many greats, the proud faces on your students. Let's go back to Total Fight Challenge 1, Stephan Bonner, Bill Hill in the main event. We're talking about people that went on to the UFC Hall of Famers. As far as I'm concerned, you, my friend, are a Midwest Hall of Famer. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, the great Joe Quick.
Joe, Don't forget our next fight challenge will be November 14th. Don't forget to get your blood drawn. It's absolutely free. All right, gentlemen, if you'll go back to your places. All right, our next battle is going to be an MMA featherweight battle in the blue corner with a record of 0-1 from Chicago, Illinois, Manuel Ruiz.
I tried to take a picture. I got that one. Look. No, this one. Look. Oh, sorry.
We are back with more mixed martial arts action as Manuel Ruiz. Oh, I'm sorry, make that Muay Thai action as Manuel Ruiz steps inside our cage.
And in the red corner with a record of 1-0 from Orland Park, Illinois, Chris Hughes.
And his incumbent representing Victory Martial Arts, Chris Hughes. One 1-0 is Chris Hughes as he looks to stay undefeated against top notch's Manuel Ruiz.
Another lightweight. Well, wait, is this Thai or is this?
It's going to be Muay Thai at 145 pounds.
I think we have a wrong listing of an MMA, yeah.
Our information here at the table is incorrect.
That's all right. We make it work, Doug. We make it work.
So another 145 pounds?
It's a big featherweight.
Yeah, so maybe it is 175.
Chris Hughes last seeing action actually here at Total Fight Challenge in April of 2026 as he picked up a win over James Edward Tolley via decision. Yeah, these are not featherweights. These are 175 pounders. That's some bad info in the booth. No big deal.
I was like, wow, they look great.
Yeah, I was like, that is a huge featherweight.
I could fight featherweight then.
Yeah, buddy. I was like, I don't remember them being that big when I was a featherweight. Ooh, nice little, looks like a savate kick there by Manuel Ruiz. Oh, it did seem like that headgear possibly was twisted momentarily, and
oh, I thought he was going to give him an 8 count, but you know.
There are no standing 8 counts.
Oh,
so if you want an 8 count, you need to take a knee. Otherwise, if he thinks you're taking too much, he'll just stop it.
They're not doing
Ooh, a
standing
big
eight
right
counts.
hand lands for Chris Hughes.
Oh, okay. There's no standing 8 counts in Muay Thai, Doug? I thought there was.
Nope. No. I sat in on the rules meeting.
Oh,
so
okay.
they're not giving any standing 8 counts.
Looks like the headgear maybe be coming into play once again.
We need to get the tape out.
Need to get the tape out.
Is it that same blue one?
It is
probably.
indeed.
Yeah. I think they have the choice to bring their own headgear because so hard.
Yeah, as if the fight wasn't hard enough when you got someone as tough as Chris Hughes across from you.
He's got some power in that cross.
So that's the second
count.
count, second knockdown.
Yeah.
The next one this round ends the fight.
Those punches from Hughes, you can see just coming with a lot of power behind him. A huge right hand connects for Hughes.
Yeah. Last 10 seconds here. Let's see if Ruiz can hold on. There it is.
And that will be
over.
it.
That
The
was a good
third knockdown of the round creates the stoppage for Chris Hughes.
There is some dynamite behind those punches of Chris Hughes.
When it's the headgear moving like that is not just bad for the person wearing the headgear because it takes Hughes and it makes him stop and restart. So
Yeah, it is really just as you said, it's tricky for both.
Yep.
Whatever the case, I mean, my word, Chris Hughes with some explosive power in his hands. We saw it early on, and then it just carried on.
I think the headgear was moving because he was hitting him that hard.
Yeah, I think so.
Fair enough.
Winner by TKO in 1 minute and 56 seconds of the first round.
Chris Hughes Jr. advances to 2-0 underneath the Total Fight Challenge banner as he picks up a win via stoppage in the first round, taking a W back to Victory Martial Arts.
Coach from Victory happy with his performance.
And well, he should be.
Yeah, that was explosive power from Chris Hughes. You know, referee Mike Sim did a good job of trying to adjust that headgear at the perfect moment.
Yeah, there's no real easy way to handle that, is there?
Another veteran of the game is Mike Sim. He's been reffing the local MMA fights, the Sim brothers, for years.
Our judge is not getting a lot of work tonight, as we've had a heck of a lot of stoppages already.
Right.
That makes for exciting fights for the fans.
I'm not complaining, Doug.
They like to see them.
Some of the fights that even went the distance were
Yeah,
pretty crazy
you're right.
too,
That's a
though.
good point. That is a good point. We prepare for more mixed martial arts action. This one, I'd say at featherweight, but I was mistaken earlier. So you know what? I'm just
I
gonna.
think that threw us off in this
We're
last one.
completely
I was
thrown
like,
through a
wow.
loop.
I was like, wow, those 145ers are
I
huge.
couldn't get over how big the featherweights got.
Is anything true anymore?
I don't know. Is this all a simulation, Doug? Only time will tell. Moving forward in the card, Angel Ruiz will be taking on Daniel McGill. As the Fight Farm returns to our cage to face off against Torres Martial Arts.
You ready? Our next battle is another featherweight MMA bout. In the blue corner, with a record of 2-1, from Chicago, Illinois, Angel Ruiz.
"21 years old is Angel Ruiz, with a record that mirrors his age at 2-1. Representing the Fight Farm. We've seen him in the Total Fight Challenge cage in the past. He took on Joey Guild back in April, picking up a win via submission, via guillotine in the very first round. We will see if he can carry on his winning ways underneath the TFC banner. It's Angel Ruiz. Now, we talked about the Fight Farm being in the game for quite some time. I'm going to go ahead and say, well, if Angel Ruiz is 21, he may have been in junior high when this program got started. Ready to maybe take it on his shoulders now as a young man.
And in his debut fight from Hobart, Indiana, in the red corner, Daniel McGill.
In steps Daniel McGill, 19 years old. Representing Torres Martial Arts. Kind of feels like Miguel maybe should just perch up right next to the cage, because what is this, the third or fourth guy I've already seen, and this is only our 8th bout. Clearly the training room at Torres Martial Arts has been at the next level, as you know, there's really something special about all, having multiple athletes preparing to go to war together and stay on the front line on the same night.
Yeah. Team Torres is always rolling deep at Total Fight Challenge. He's such a loyal supporter of Joe Goitia.
For so many reasons, of course, his long history with TFC. We saw that moving moment when he, gave his thanks to Joe, but I think one of the things that makes TFC so special is they don't lose sight on how it's all about the fighters, right? It's the fighters that put the butts in the seats, and right now, the fighters we're keeping an eye on are Angel Ruiz and Daniel McGill.
Daniel McGill not interested in any glove touch at all.
Ooh, a huge head kick lands for McGill.
That was a beautifully hidden head kick there from McGill.
Sort of wrapped around the ear there.
Yeah.
Let him think he was throwing hands again.
Right, it was in a striking distance, and that was nasty. Daniel McGill's making his debut here, but he looks like he's got a lot of experience.
Yeah, he looks very smooth on his feet. You saw just how relaxed he was.
Yeah, very calm and confident.
Just saying something for the 19-year-old.
Right. Well, coming out of Torres Martial Arts, of course you're going to be confident, Looks like he's got a good wrestling background as well.
Nice.
Runs the pipe beautifully directly to side control.
Looking to slide to the mount is Daniel McGill.
Nice
reversal from Ruiz.
Yeah, Ruiz timed those knees that were coming perfectly and used the opportunity to come to the top, and now in half guard goes Angel Ruiz.
Ruiz needs to keep McGill's shoulders flat on that canvas there, because I'm sure McGill's scrambles are pretty gnarly.
Yeah, we'll get to see some of the jiu-jitsu now of McGill, and I'm sure he's got some.
Yeah.
Saw him there looking to maybe use a butterfly hook. Good job. working his way to the top.
Look at that pressure from
I love that. The head positioning as well. Very slick.
Nice job by Ruiz. He was losing the position and was still able to get to his feet and not end up on bottom.
We see McGill taking the break and creating some separation for strikes. There we saw Ruiz taking advantage of a clinch, but we've seen McGill's handiwork with that single leg once already. He uses it again, going back to that well. Back on top.
With a trick from McGill there to keep Ruiz flat on the ground. There's going to be a very interesting round 2.
A very fun round. Danny McGill showing that he's very well-rounded, and Ruiz showing us he is not here to roll over for anybody.
Yep.
Ruiz found himself in a couple of bad situations and was able to time it well and put his frames in where they needed to be, minimize the damage. I think the most telling strike of that whole round was the head kick by McGill. There were a couple of punches that landed, but that head kick was the only real damage.
Yeah.
Yeah, big shot. And also, it does look as if from inside the clinch, McGill may be having that wrestling advantage. That, you know, he does seem very strong from inside the clinch. It looked like Ruiz had a few moments where he tried to get those knees off, but unfortunately, that's just going to play into the styling of McGill.
Yep.
You guys see that on McGill's shorts? No crionchi. That's Portuguese for like no traders. It was like a very old school Carlson Gracie Sr. thing. And of course, if you know Miguel Torres' background, he was certainly under the tutelage under Carlson Sr. for many years. Loyalty is indeed the law for a lot of these OGs, and you got to respect that. Nice.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I like that on the shorts. What a homage to his
roots.
Carlson Gracie, yeah.
It's a nice knee.
A nice job of punching on the break by McGill.
Nice punch combinations there from McGill.
McGill's got good head movement. When he throws a punch, his head is moving as soon as he throws the punch.
He does, and then he fakes that head kick beautifully. Takes his head off the center and just lifts that leg in punching range.
His body shots there against the fence. Body goes body, head goes McGill.
Yeah, that was a nasty overhand right. Nice combinations from McGill.
Ooh, wow.
Beautifully timed little teep to the chin. Oh, question mark kick for Danny McGill. Question mark kicks, but it seems like he's got the answer thus far for Angel Ruiz.
Ooh. I love how he disengages and throws that overhand right
That
every
punch,
time.
yeah, the punch on the break is just...
And it lands all the time. That's exactly what you should do.
What a chin by Ruiz, though. My word, he's eating some big shots.
Ooh, a little head kick of his own is Ruiz. Just touching the chin of McGill.
McGill continuing to pour it on. taking his head off the center line, as you mentioned, Doug. Very smooth, very well aware of it. His proximity to Ruiz during each and every combination.
He's just moving Ruiz back. But Ruiz is getting some strikes in with that moving backwards. Oh, beautifully timed takedown off that kick.
All systems go for Danny McGill thus far.
I think it's at the point in the fight when Ruiz has to start to let loose and not worry so much about what McGill's doing and you know, make his own fortune.
So is it a matter of maybe just throwing a little bit of that caution to the wind? I mean, if you've been cautious and you're getting caught anyways,
you might as well.
And you're in that third round, you're saying?
You're not going to knock anybody out by not punching.
Understood, Coach, yeah.
Or kicking. You know.
Well, we shall see. I mean, as we know, Coach Franco's been in the game for quite some time, so he's going to be instructing his fighter to likely, at the very least, switch it up.
And let loose in round 3 is what's going to have to happen.
I don't imagine Miguel told his guy to coast.
No,
I don't think Miguel has ever told anyone to coast.
I'd be surprised
I don't think
that he
Miguel knows how to
those
coast.
words.
Right.
Yeah, I was just going to say. I think Ruiz is very cautious in trying to throw a counter here because Miguel is so crafty with that head kick from such a close angle on those punch combinations.
Also, it does still feel like Ruiz is maybe waiting on McGill. And when you're fighting somebody with so much offense and so many different tools like McGill, you don't want to wait on that. It's just too, the attacks are just going to be too diverse.
Yeah, he's gonna...
And if you're waiting on somebody like McGill to come forward, you're not going to have to wait very long.
No. Miguel's really doing a nice job when he's in that plum and he's going to the body with both hands.
And those are not light shots. Those are big shots to the body.
Ruiz is trying to get some devastating knees in, but McGill's strikes are...
It's that broken rhythm that McGill's got.
Yeah.
And again, it's an unfortunate kind of like awaiting that Ruiz is, but that's going to happen when you're dealing with somebody that has as many tools and that much pressure. I love the way that even when Daniel McGill cannot see his opponent, maybe he's in the plum, the punches just don't stop.
Yeah, that's the way to do it.
Stop. Down to the canvas we go now. Throwing in one hook is McGill.
No coasting from McGill.
You know the strikes are coming. Guys, I know 10-8 rounds are not given out very easily, but I mean, it is all McGill.
That's it.
And that is it. Our referee, Nick's emceeing enough. McGill looking sensational.
Smart stoppage. Wasn't going to go anywhere from there.
Yeah.
With that being said, our referee gave Angel Ruiz every opportunity.
Yeah.
Yep.
Every opportunity.
Right. You might as well save some brain cells. You know, that's a beautiful call.
This is the amateur ranks.
Yeah.
There's no reason to get beat up and damaged.
Now, they may not look like amateurs by the way they're performing tonight, but that is indeed the case, Doug. The most important thing is to live to fight another day.
Right. Absolutely. Live to be able to go back to your usual vocation.
Correct, whatever that may be.
Winner by TKO, 235 in the third round. Red corner, Daniel McGill.
Beautiful debut from the
Yeah,
Torres
big win.
disciple.
Big win for Daniel McGill. Taking a big win back home to Torres Martial Arts. It's no crianchis, but it is a big win for the Torres Martial Arts fighter.
And that's part of the evolution of MMA over the past 30 years. The debuting fighters, they look amazing.
Forget about it.
Oh.
There is, I mean, once upon a time, the discrepancy in talent from amateurs to pros, it was vast.
It was,
Nowadays,
It's a half second. It's a split second here,
Correct.
split second there.
Little evolution left.
It's amazing. Like, they're so well-rounded and well-versed. You know, before they'd be like jiu-jitsu guy versus
None of
a
that
boxer.
anymore.
Yeah.
Yes. The day of the specialist is long gone.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
You were well-rounded, sir.
I'm old.
I was oblong.
We'll take it.
The best.
So much fun, and we are getting into some really exciting bouts, Bernie. I mean, not to take anything away from the ones that we've had before, but we got some big names coming back to TFC cage. Aaron Taylor coming up in our next bout.
TransOmex, experts in transmission for all your automotive needs. Don't forget the next Total Fight Challenge will be November 14th. Our next exciting bout is an MMA featherweight division. In the blue corner, debuting tonight from Oswego, Illinois, Adrian Arriaga.
Adrian Arriaga, another Dominion Martial Arts representative. They've looked fantastic thus far tonight.
They always
usually
do.
Right, and I don't foresee that stopping now. For the debuting Adrian Arriaga. Making his TFC debut and MMA debut at that is the 22-year-old at 145 pounds, a very, very deep division to be jumping into. We've seen some incredibly talented featherweights tonight and some really huge featherweights as well.
They were.
I mean,
oh my God, so muscular.
I mean, towered over our referee, which was wild. But any case, we're clearly referring to our blunder in the booth from earlier. But anyways, this moment belongs to Adrian Arriaga. Again, so much talent coming out of Dominion Martial Arts, MMA, I should say, in the pro leagues. But now this, of course, the amateurs getting their chance to shine.
And in the red corner with a record of 0-2 from Chicago, Illinois, D'Angelo Corrales.
Coming out of Goitia Martial Arts is D'Angelo Corrales. Some experience already for Corrales as he has had 2 bouts in the past. He looks to get in the win column tonight against Adrian Arriaga. "19 years old is D'Angelo Corrales. Last seeing action against Tin Bond. If you remember, that was a very exciting bout against Tin Bond.
Yeah.
Before that, he faced off against Jay Zakel, fighting for Matador Fighter Challenge and then Total Fight Challenge. And I get to see someone like this. It kind of feels like homegrown talent, you know? And it's fun to see the growth, and tonight we get to see just exactly what D'Angelo Corrales has been working at in the lab.
There must have been a lot of blood in the weigh-ins last night.
Bit of a chip on his shoulder.
My word, if looks could kill, I think we'd be hitting D'Angelo with some charges.
That just set the crowd off as well.
A big pop for this bout. Oh, a huge head kick lands for Corrales. Oh!
Head kick.
A jumping switch roundhouse for Adrian Arriaga. Immediately snapping on the guillotine.
Got the arm in there. He's got to get on his side.
What a start of this
Whoa!
fight.
This place has been set ablaze.
Oh, Corrales is...
I mean, it was fair to say that Corrales came out feeling a little saucy. And Adrian Arriaga more than happy to meet him in the middle. Now pouring it on is Arriaga from inside the guard. Climbing the guard is Corrales.
I think he's working for an arm.
Yeah, but Arriaga is non-stop with those strikes, not allowing Corrales to set anything up.
Oh my God, he got it!
D'Angelo Corrales
He got it! Oh my God!
D'Angelo Corrales pulls it out of the fire. Your winner via armbar. D'Angelo Corrales setting CICERO Stadium on fire.
What a fight.
Wow.
D'Angelo Corrales gets dragged into deep, deep waters and makes it clear that he can swim.
On his back.
Woo!
I thought for a second that cage wouldn't allow him to finish that armbar, but
he swiveled the hips.
To keep your composure under that sort of pressure.
First one in the column for D'Angelo.
What composure by D'Angelo Corrales to keep his head literally on his shoulders when Adrian Arriaga was certainly trying to separate it.
They both landed high intensity head kicks.
I mean, that is a round.
That's 3 rounds in a minute and a half.
I mean, that round was fight of the night.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Good luck.
Hey, let's run it back and do best 2 out of 3.
Yeah, I don't know if either of them will. Well, no, they probably would both sign that dotted line, but I don't know if either coach would be very happy about that. Good luck to the next 8 fights to outdo that.
That face-off really just set the tone for this fight.
As good as it gets, guys. Total Fight Challenge is in the house. Let's go.
Don't forget the playback for the
TCF Fight Challenge can be seen on the
Patrick Luznicki YouTube channel. Patrick Luznicki LLC, an information technology company.
I didn't mean to get you in.
Still got plenty of time to get your blood drawn by Ace Men's Health.
He's talking to you, Doug.
Yeah,
get,
Doug.
Get your blood checked.
There's a Thai boxing middleweight bout. In the blue corner, with a record of 3-1 from Chicago, Illinois, Aaron Taylor.
A familiar face to the Total Fight Challenge arena, Aaron Taylor. Clearly a fighter's fighter, whether it's an MMA fight, whether it's a Muay Thai fight. He'll strap on the big gloves, the 4 ounces. The guy just likes to fight. Bernie, you've had him, graced the training room at top level, of course, many a times. Let's talk a little bit about Aaron Taylor.
So Aaron Taylor's been fighting for the past 10 years. He just told me he's turning 36 or 37 this year. It's like, this may be my last fight. And I was like, I doubt it, Aaron. You said that in your last 3 fights. But Aaron is a true martial artist. You know, he trained with Coach Taz at Warrior Evolution, and he's also teaching Thai at Sport Fitness, and he's doing jiu-jitsu at Valco, where you got your black belt.
Shout out Valco BJJ.
And he's just constantly evolving, Aaron, you know.
What surprises me is his record is 3-1.
Yeah, I didn't.
He's only got 4 MMA fights.
He's got a lot of Thai fights with TFC.
And in the red corner with a record of 2-1 from hometown, Illinois, Nate Czerwinski.
Representing hometown is Nate Czerwinski, training alongside Glenn Hudson.
With the Wild Wild West background.
It's a little chilling.
It's pretty cool.
All business is Nate Czerwinski. We mentioned being 2-1. Czerwinski just 19 years old. Aaron almost doubling the age. Literally. Almost 18 years the elder of the 19-year-old.
You know, when you're 19, I know you feel like Superman. Like you get injuries and you fight the next day, or you train the next day. But when you've been training as long as Aaron has, and you're 36, you know, I wonder if that impacts the trajectory of where Aaron's going versus where Nate is going, you know?
Well, they're certainly in completely different stages of life and their careers.
Yeah.
But when that cage door shuts, all else remains equal.
Yeah. So this is a Thai fight without the headgear. I wonder if they made a decision to make that optional after.
Yeah, it could have something to do with all the equipment malfunctions we've had thus far.
Yeah.
Whatever the case, we've got some big boys ready to throw some strikes here. Now, early on, it does look like Aaron is obviously the more, not obvious, but it looks to potentially be the more comfortable, relaxed fighter.
Very active from the beginning, controlling the middle of that cage. And just very light on his feet.
But again, that's just judging body language, which doesn't necessarily indicate what's to come.
And Nate's looking for an opening, but Aaron's already scored a ton of landed strikes. Not giving Nate an opportunity to even figure out where he could throw.
Well, you both know this, guys. If your opponent isn't really giving you too much to think about, you're only going to get looser and looser, and the strikes are going to get more confident and harder.
Take some extra chances that you might not have taken.
Exactly. Maybe because you're just not as concerned about the firepower coming back.
Those are nasty leg kicks thrown by Aaron Taylor. I think Nate's just being very cautious. Aaron's very proficient in the clinch. He loves the clinch.
It does look as if Nate Czerwinski is, up until now, happy to be kind of circling on the skirts of the cage. But you certainly don't want someone like Aaron Taylor settling in too much and taking control of the center of that cage, because he's going to make you pay.
Yeah, he's going to find that opening for a knockout or
at least increase the power of those strikes and really.
It's killing that front leg, which is going to slow Nate down even more. That was a fast 2 minutes.
Well, they're only 2-minute rounds, so they do go fast. Unless you're in there, and then
it feels like a lifetime, right?
Yeah. Easier said on our side.
Why is this a 20-minute round? Yeah, it looks like the corner of Nate is kind of trying to wake him up, and that'll happen. you guys know that'll happen sometimes with your fighter. I mean, Nate's got some fights already, but sometimes you walk out there and you treat it too much like a sparring match, and that fight will get away from you.
And I've seen a lot of fighters that start off kind of slow. You know, they find their range, they find their openings, and then they blast off in the second and third round, maybe. But you can't do that with Aaron Taylor. He's constantly active.
And he's unpredictable. So a lot of fighters will take that first round to see what you are going to do.
Yeah, he's very light
what
on
Aaron
his
does
feet.
this round is not what Aaron's doing next round.
That's so true.
Right. That's a very good point, Doug. And let's see if he does that here. Even though everything he did in the first round
was working.
Right.
And if you're Aaron Taylor, you might as well treat it like a glorified sparring session. You know, you're going out there, you're doing good, clean work, you're looking impressive, you're taking no punishment. It's like if you're Aaron Taylor, you're handling this perfectly.
Yeah. Very quick jab from Nate there. Landed straight down. Nice body kick from Aaron Taylor. I mean, just
And it does look like Nate's trying to take some chances. You see him kind of loading up a little bit more on those strikes when he does fire them out, but they're just kind of 1 or 2 at a time.
It's 1 or 2 at a time, and Aaron's in the meantime landing 10.
Yeah, Aaron's in the flow state.
Stiff jab attempt from Nate Zerwinski there.
It looks like Nate is trying to hit hard. What he needs to do is he needs to focus on hitting, and the hard will come.
He does seem to have a reach advantage. He's got good straights coming in.
But they're just so infrequent that if you're Aaron, you kind of got to keep peppering like he's doing.
Yeah, and I think he's like, why does this guy keep moving around? You know, I think he's just.
It looks
some
like
people fight toe to toe all the time. I don't know if he's used to an opponent moving around as much as Aaron is very light on his feet.
I also like how Aaron seems to have caught on that Nate's going to keep circling, so he started cutting off the cage with those leg kicks.
Yeah, Aaron's such a smart fighter. He's trained in Thailand. See, that's what I was afraid of. He's got those pretty rough straights coming in. He's got a long reach.
Just needs to throw more.
Yeah.
Throw more at a time. It would help.
But rarely can you find a knockoff from a straight. I mean, depends. I think if Aaron could fight an MMA fight, he would. He said there's a lot of opponents, like he doesn't get matchups in MMA. And he had the trilogy with Caleb. Remember? Was that?
With Caleb?
That was MMA, right?
Yeah.
So, you know, if he gets a Thai fight, he said he'll do a Thai fight. But if he gets an MMA fight, I think he's wanting to do a little bit more of that.
There are very rare fighters that can put somebody out with one shot. So most fighters would they would be best suited to throw multiple punches and try to land, you know, instead of trying to rely on one big shot.
Yeah.
Not a whole lot of fighters that can do that.
Correct. Correct. We got some youngsters on the card. Shout out to Aaron for holding it down for all us masters out there.
Look at how active Aaron is. Non-stop from Aaron Taylor.
Well, now you can really let it loose if you're Aaron, because you've kind of ascertained in the first 2 rounds that you can let it rip. And now this is your final round. You talked about his age, but he's clearly in fantastic shape, and he can just kind of let it all pour out now.
He seems like he's got plenty of gas left in the tank to maintain this pace through the whole round. So,
because he's delivering in fantastic strikes while still being economical. He's not blowing out, you know, these crazy combinations that are unnecessary. Calculated, pragmatic.
Yeah, his eyes are split in the middle of his chest, looking in case he does throw anything. Nice knees there.
Nice slap knee.
Active knees in the clinch. constantly pushing Nate against the cage there is Aaron Taylor. He's chopping that front leg. That's going to be pretty nasty in the morning.
He's going to struggle to get out of bed.
There goes a mouthpiece.
Little couple of spinning back fist attempts from Nate Zerwinski there. But Aaron's got good fight IQ. All he does is angle off. Zerwinski putting some pressure on here. Nice body kicks from Aaron Taylor.
Saw a little bit of action there from Nate Zerwinski. He started to come alive towards the end of the round, but unfortunately, likely too little, too late. But, you know, credit to both of these fighters. You know, if you're 36 or 37, you're signing on to fight a youngster, you don't know what you're going to get. And you're a youngster signing on to fight a grizzled, legitimate veteran. You know, kudos to him as well. So there's a very interesting matchup from the moment I saw it, you know, on the bout card. And I'd say a fantastic outing for Aaron. Obviously, it doesn't get much more surgical than that. And for Nate, you know, he's got a heck of a lot to look forward to.
Yeah. You could see his potential in the last few seconds of that third round. He's got knockout power.
He's got plenty of fight in there.
Yeah.
And a body type. He's legitimately built for this. Like, the long, rangy physique that he has is going to lend itself beautifully to fighting.
Aaron is like that, but Zerwinski is that much more in spades, you know? He's just...
The ring announcer in the crowd.
We have a unanimous decision. Winner in the blue corner, Aaron Taylor.
He's looking for that title. I was going to say Aaron should be up for a title fight soon from TFC. There's his younger brother, Logan Taylor, one of his main training partners and best friend. And, of course, Coach Sean Taz.
Strong outing here for Aaron Taylor as he takes out Nate Zerwinski via decision. At 165 pounds, and I don't know, I'm going to say miss me with that retirement talk, Aaron. You got plenty left in the tank. We'll see you soon, my friend.
Yeah.
As we await our 11th bout of the evening, another Muay Thai bout underway with some familiar faces.
Our next fight
is a Thai boxing battle at 155 pounds, super welterweight. In the blue corner with a record of 1-1 from Chicago, Illinois, Nassim Luzagane.
Nassim has opted to have no music in his entry.
All business.
Nassim Luzagane making the walk to the cage. No tunes?
No, he just said he opted.
No music. Just taking in the moment. Good way to become one with your breath, I suppose.
Yeah, I was going to say it's very serene.
Nassim Luzagane already having some bouts underneath his belt. His third fight coming us out of hybrid. 32 years old is Nassim Luzagane. There we see the newly awarded, I would say, Josh Bullock, who just got a little bit of love from TFC here earlier tonight.
Coach Josh is living out his dream and retiring and moving to Thailand.
Living his best life, man.
He told me he was going to do that several years ago, and he's doing it. You know what
Yeah,
I mean? Like, you
it
always
is-
say you're going to do that.
That is one of those things you
that's-
say you're
yeah.
gonna do.
Right.
And then when
he's
someone
doing
pulls a
it.
trigger, it's like, yeah, respect.
I think he's got to make sure his school's taken care of first.
Yeah, and that's the thing is one of the reasons he's likely held up is because he wanted to make sure he left his students in the right hands.
Yeah.
You know, he wanted to make sure that he gave them the proper send off, and here he is putting another hybrid martial arts athlete into TFC cages, Nassim Lusagani.
And in the red corner, with a record of 1-2, from Chicago, Illinois, Manuel Estrada.
Manuel Estrada coming to us out of Chicago Thai boxing. Bernie, just another one of the fantastic Muay Thai gyms in the Midwest that is consistently putting out some really tough guys.
Yeah, Coach JJ and Chicago Thai Boxing Academy, I think, is one of the best Thai gyms around here. They hosted a little sparring event today. Now he's here alongside Coach Jalen, another champ from CTBA.
So let's talk about, Bernie, the experience these guys get doing these Muay Thai shows like TBA, where they get to really test themselves in a completely different format, but get some experience nonetheless.
Yeah, well, what they're doing in the Muay Thai world now are these scrimmages where they don't count against your record, but it gives you just a little level below regular competition where you're going against fighters from different gyms. It's you got to wear headgear and a chest guard, and it does not count against your record. So it really lets you know if you're ready for this level of fighting. And you can do as many of those as you want, but it's a good test to see where you're really at. Like, if you feel like you can fight and then you suck at that level, then you're not ready.
Right. It's a pretty good litmus test.
Yeah. All right, the infamous blue headgear is back on.
The infamous blue headgear. And however, Manuel Estrada, looks like he's got a tighter headgear, maybe something he brought of his own.
Yeah.
Hard to tell, friend. Whatever the case, we spent too much time talking about equipment.
I know.
Nice kicks there by Estrada. Returning fire is Lusagani. Nice little three-piece there. Be back for the soda later is Lusagani.
These guys are 55s? Or is that wrong as well? They look
Well,
huge.
it might be wrong as well.
Yeah.
Whatever the case, Nassim Lusagani.
You're going to be like, yeah, we're 55.
Yeah, right. And I'm a heavyweight. Lusagani looks very loose. He's I like the way he's stringing those punches together. Nice little combinations. There we see it again. 1, 2, 2, 3.
Changes levels.
Oh, beautiful inside leg kick from Lusagani. Wow.
Nice body head there by Nassim.
Yeah, nice combinations from Lusagani.
That right hand of Lusagani finding the mark more than once.
Oh.
I know he caught the kick and landed that punch, but the way that Estrada went down, it did look like that was a thudding shot by Lusagani.
I thought that was that overhand that knocked him down.
It was,
well,
but
it
what I
was,
mean
but
is
he had caught the kick.
Oh,
I think it landed pretty good, is what I'm saying. Another right hand, 2 right hands.
Almost every time he's throwing that right hand, it's landed.
Yeah. He's got a nice overhand right there. Oh, God, there it is. Sorry,
Estrada's
guys. I love to say it, but
Estrada's left hand is out away, and it's creating that opening for Lusagani to throw that overhand right.
You're seeing the redness already on the eye of Estrada.
It's because his high guard, his left hand is far enough away that Lusagani's able to throw that overhand.
he sees that opening.
And it looks like Estrada may have the reach advantage, but nonetheless, Lusagani looping right over that top.
Yeah, that's what I was questioning, the weight class. 'Cause I was like, he looks pretty tall.
They're not 55. This is not a 55.
That's it. Welterweights is what I'd imagine, 170.
That,
So we saw Estrada come out the gates pretty hot, but as Lusagani settled in, you saw the output of Estrada start to wane. You wonder if maybe the corner, the Chicago Thai boxing corner, is going to be asking Estrada just a little bit more gas on there, because clearly Lusagani's starting to find a rhythm.
Yeah, Lusagani looks like a good counter fighter. He's slowing down Estrada's combinations with either like that same side hook.
Just constantly mounting an offense that keeps...
I like his combinations. I like the fact that he doesn't throw a single shot.
Yeah.
He throws 2 or 3.
Whoa! Oh, nice.
There it is. Estrada. Oh.
Well-timed right hand there. Looked like it may have potentially put Lusagani on his heels. And the next strike knocked the headgear clean off.
Just asking to tighten it a little bit. It is what it is.
And for Lusagani, it was probably a good thing that his headgear came off.
Estrada's coming out with more gas, as you said, Christian. This is a great matchup as well.
Yeah, perfectly matched fighters here.
Oh, that's not going to work.
He's trying to make it tighter.
Yeah.
A nice body shot there landing for Estrada.
Lusagani's got all level combinations, body, head, low kick. It's a good round for Estrada, though. Better than the first for sure. Ooh, there's that head kick attempt from Manuel.
You got to love the fact that even though, obviously Estrada is landing a little bit more in this round, Naseem is obviously dealing with the equipment malfunctions. He is not shying away from throwing those strikes, as Naseem is happy to continue to engage.
Yeah. Oof, oof. Oh, airborne with that high kick there. Ooh.
Little 1-2 landing there right on the belt for Lusagani. Much more closely contested round 2.
Yeah.
And we actually had both headgear malfunction in that round. So
take that.
It's even. It's an
we'll
even
call
round.
it even.
They're going to try to take down that blue headgear right now. And sometimes I worry it makes it worse.
Well, we saw earlier that the tape wasn't quite helping.
Oh, he didn't like it. Yeah, it's kind of under the chin. It's almost like it's choking you.
Yeah, it's really, there is no good way to do this.
It might should be maybe just one piece, yeah.
Just one piece. One piece. Shout out to the enemy fans.
CTBA crowd shouting out for their fighter.
Nice right hand.
Sagani's moving backwards, but still getting. Ooh.
Still as active as he was in
Right.
the first round.
Still very active, moving backwards.
And
getting-
Estrada has picked up his output.
Yeah.
A nice right hand there connects by Lusagani. A big overhand return by Estrada.
Estrada giving it right back to Lusagani.
Both fighters are throwing that overhand, and it's just landing with it.
I love that overhand right, especially for a shorty like me.
It's going to be a tough round to call because Lusagani is connecting, but it does feel like Manuel's forward pressure has been pretty consistent in this third round, although here we go, Lusagani having his moment.
Yeah. I mean, this is where the judges are literally counting strikes.
Yeah,
and damn it, you know.
Forward movement isn't the deciding factor,
Right,
because it's damage.
Right, damage and landed strikes. But that was
an entertaining fight. There was a lot of action.
We await our judges' decision here as they continue to tabulate after Nassim Lusagani and Manuel Estrada go the distance. As Hybrid Martial Arts took on Chicago Thai Boxing here at Total Fight Challenge's 30th anniversary show. Christian Reynoso alongside the queen of our broadcast booth, Bernadette and Bubuyog. And Doug Keast as well, of course, the trio you've come to know and love here at Total Fight Challenge. That's my story, and I'm going with it.
It still kind of blows my mind that it's been 30 years.
Yeah.
You know, it's...
Yeah, it's
30 years is a long time.
So the first UFC was in, what?
93.
93. In November of 93?
It was November 17th or 14th of 93 from Denver, Colorado.
So that's 30.
93?
Mm-hmm.
33 years?
Who was the first fight?
Ooh.
Ooh. Ooh. This is for our MMA nerds at home. The very first fight on UFC 1. Anyone know? Anyone?
No, I don't know who the very first one is.
While we wait our decision, a little fun throw and a little trivia. Everyone at home could be playing too, as long as you're not using ChatGPT. We'll be back with the answer.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a unanimous decision. First judge scores at 29-28. Second judge scores at 30-27. Third judge scores at 29-28. For the winner, Luker Nassim Lusagani.
Beautiful sign of respect. I love when they do that.
Nassim Lusagani getting the nod. Again, we talked about what it's going to be a tricky fight to judge. But again, as you said, Doug, it's damage. And Lusagani did a really good job of finding places to connect, whether it was as counters or we saw him pressing forward a little bit more in the first. But he just found his openings and got it done. Nassim Lusagani was a
very impressed
strong outing.
with Lusagani's combinations, and that was a great showing.
All right, the winner, or the final answer? First fight of UFC 1 was Gerard Gordeau versus Taylor Tooley.
And that's where he lost the teeth.
And that was where Taylor Tooley lost a tooth, and everybody in the back was not really sure what they had signed up for until that very moment when Gerard Gordeau let them all know that they were in for something that was as real as it gets.
Didn't he lose 3 teeth?
I don't know the number of teeth.
I was told, the story I heard was he had one that was lodged in Gerard
It was
Gordeau's
stuck in his foot. He had to fight with it.
The other one he swallowed, and the third one landed in the lap of some politician that was, remember the politician that was against it, was trying to ban it right away?
It's time for a mixed martial art heavyweight bout. In the blue corner, debuting tonight, from Westmont, Illinois, Abdeen Lewis.
Remember the movie 50 First Dates? Do you remember the Hawaiian big guy that worked in the kitchen? That was Taylor Dooley. He had an acting career after that. Representing Top Notch, it's Abdeen Lewis. If you're a heavyweight coming out of Top Notch, you already know this guy is getting in some quality rounds because you got someone like the Bearwolf hibernating at Top Notch at all times.
Heavyweight undefeated champ.
Correct. Abdeen Lewis out of Top Notch. Now, the first heavyweights we get to see test just how well our cage was put together here at Total Fight Challenge.
It's always kind of sketchy when we're sitting at the table and the big guys try to take down.
The first set of heavyweights jump in there and the whole thing shakes a little bit more than you want it to.
Let's see if Abdeen can knuck him buck in this cage.
And in the red corner, also debuting tonight from Ottawa, Illinois, Christian Reynolds.
From Ottawa, Illinois, representing Hard Scramble. It's a new name and I like the sounds of it.
Yes.
It's Christian Reynolds. Pretty strong name as well, I'd have to say.
Just for your information, Hard Scrabble is an area of land that has very little vegetation and lots of rocks, very inhospitable. So Hard Scrabble is an inhospitable climate.
Fair enough. Well, we're gonna find out if Christian Reynolds is able to keep it inhospitable inside the TFC cage tonight.
That's a pretty cool name now that we are.
Hard Scrabble Jiu-Jitsu.
Yeah, you give us a little bit of that.
You really got to work to survive.
In Portuguese, they call those the casca grossas. We'll find out what Christian Reynolds is made of here at Total Fight Challenge. Christian Reynolds showing some fluid striking early on.
Nice flexibility. Very active with the kicks right away is Reynolds. Oh. Lewis looking to set up that takedown, it looks like.
Ooh. It's not something you see the big guys do, is throw head kicks.
These guys are fast.
Yeah, they're very agile.
Reynolds doing a good job of avoiding that takedown that Lewis is looking for. Oh, nice time takedown from Abdeen Lewis.
Yeah, timed a right hand beautifully as it found the mark. He immediately attacked with that takedown now inside the guard of Christian Reynolds. Reynolds last seeing action in 2022. So almost 4 years to the date since last stepping inside the cage.
Was that the
beautiful scissor sweep?
Wow, that was beautiful jiu-jitsu. Talk about timing, you guys.
Scissor sweep directly to S-mount.
So Reynolds had a fight before?
according to his Tapology, but it was many moons ago. Now in a beautiful position to be mounted with some time remaining in this first period.
And he's got that left leg was trapping the right arm of Lewis.
That's beautiful.
Raining down strikes from back control is Christian Reynolds. As Abdeen was hanging tough, but a referee has seen enough. Your winner via stoppage, Christian Reynolds.
Beautiful finish from Christian Reynolds.
I think to me the highlight of that was the scissor sweep.
Oh, it was beautiful.
It was so beautifully timed, and you seldom see it in no-gi because you often want to have something to hang on
Grip,
to.
yeah.
But he was just silky smooth. He got across that belt line, and he had Abdeen on his back, and he was getting to work.
He was airborne.
Indeed.
He was airborne. He flipped in the air. It was beautiful.
I mean, off the bat, he was coming out with landing kick after kick after kick.
He showed some striking.
Yeah, and then he came out with some beautiful jiu-jitsu.
Winner, ref stop. 2 minutes, 6 seconds of the first round. Red corner, Christian Reynolds.
Christian Reynolds, your winner via stoppage. And this could be a very fun heavyweight to keep our eye on. You know,
He was agile.
Quick, agile, and clearly well-rounded. Yeah, this is going to be a fun one to watch. Ladies and gentlemen, go ahead and bookmark that name, Christian Reynolds, a 25-year-old heavyweight.
But if history has anything to tell us, he fights once every 2 years. So we'll
Who
see
knows?
him in
Who knows?
28.
Who knows, friend? Hopefully it's sooner
Hopefully,
rather than later.
Hopefully
Exactly.
it's sooner than that. I'd like to see him fight again.
Reynolds putting hard scrabble on the TFC map.
Yeah, no doubt.
That was fun to watch.
Our next exciting bout, Thai boxing super welterweight. In the blue corner, in his debut fight from Chicago, Illinois, Eric Chia.
First time for this walkout song. I love it.
Eric Chia making his way to the TFC cage for a 155-pound Muay Thai bout. Representing Global Kickboxing. Taking on someone that we've seen in the cage plenty of times in Tyrese Reese Dyson.
The stoic flame.
But Eric Chia looking, stoic to say the least. It's always fun when we have these debuting fighters, right? But it's that much more fun, I think, when it's from a team you don't really know too much about, right? Because sometimes you don't know much about a team until you do, right? Until they put their name on the map, right? And just because they're new to maybe the Total Fight Challenge doesn't mean we're not going to see a lot of that to come.
With a record of 2-2 from Chicago, Illinois, Tyrese Reese Stoic Flame Dyson.
We talked about the stoicism of Eric Chia, but the man that goes by Stoic Flame is now making his way to the cage as Tyrese Dyson. We saw him pretty recently here at Total Fight Challenge when he fought Tyler Arnold back in April. Before that, it was at the Matador Fighter Challenge 11, picking up a win against Deacon Samus. Very much embracing this kind of whole, what is the whole, the persona of being a fighter, right? You know, there's obviously the fighting that has to get done, the skills that have to pay the bills. But sometimes people don't embrace everything else that comes with it. Not the case with Tyrese. Very active on social media, and that is very important in this day and age. When you're trying to grow your name and create a brand, the Stoic Flame doing just that.
It used to be that your only job was to train and fight, and now it's to train and fight and promote yourself and sell tickets, put butts in seats. There's a lot more. You got to watch what you eat. I watched everything I ate and to make sure it got into my mouth. That was about the extent of it.
Yeah, there's a lot more to it nowadays.
There is. It's definitely evolved.
Absolutely, and I think that's such a great thing to touch upon in an anniversary show like this. 30 years into the game, Total Fight Challenge continues to grow and evolve with the game.
And I think it's obvious by looking at the fighters.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, the show has evolved, but the fighters are so different.
Yeah. Global kickboxing, and I know Coach Austin and Coach Anthony in his corner there, taking on a fighter with 4 fights under his belt. Eric Chia is going to be good. They're a very good kickboxing gym. Ooh, beautiful leg kick right away from Reese. Nice body kick from Chia.
Now, one thing's certain about Tyrese Dyson is he's going to come out guns a-blazing. That foot's going to be on the gas, and it's going to be there for a while. Now, of course, you're going to have to look to weather a bit of a storm, right? The question is, will you weather it, and how long does the storm last, right? Because, as you can see right now, Tyrese Dyson coming out throwing with a lot of firepower.
Nice little side leg kick. Is Tyrese.
One thing I've noticed already a couple of times is Tyrese looking to catch that kick of Eric Chia. And now whether he catches it or not, what catches me about that is his eyes are open. He's aware. He's really trying to stay engaged with every moment, not just throwing caution to the wind in big strikes.
There it is.
I'm not an I told you so kind of guy.
Yeah.
10 seconds remaining in this first round. I think it's been a very telling first round, regarding both fighters. I think we kind of knew, although I'm sure we're going to see more wrinkles to the game of Dyson, but we kind of knew what we were getting with Dyson. We've seen him fight in the past. Yeah. And Chia, much like his walkout, very, very, very pragmatic, very careful, very, very much picking his shots. Maybe that downloading period we talked about earlier, we'll see what the second round holds.
The second round is.
Eric Chia looks like he's got a little bit of a bigger build than Tyrese.
Taller guy.
Yeah,
I don't
more
think
muscle.
bigger. I think Tyrese is probably more
More
muscular.
muscle, just different body types,
Stronger,
yeah. Now, fun fact, last time Tyrese fought, he was also dealing with headgear issues.
Oh, yeah.
And I may have mentioned on the headset, on the broadcast, maybe he doesn't want to continue. He's kind of done with this situation. And I appreciate what Tyrese did. He respectfully messaged me afterwards and goes, just so you know, there's no quit in me.
Good.
That was never. And I was like, you know what? Shame on me for even assuming for a split second. And I think that speaks volumes about the kind of fighter he is, but also the gentleman that he is as well.
Yeah, Tyrese is very respectful.
Well, and he definitely could have come back guns blazing, and he didn't. So, nice sweep.
Yeah,
well-timed kick there.
He has evolved even from his last fight. He looks amazing in this fight so far. He looks more refined, more polished.
And if nothing else, I could be wrong, but it does feel like now that he's pouring it on a little more, Eric's a little bit tentative about engaging. We'll see.
Yeah.
So I think the first round, Tyrese was more of the aggressor, and now he's a bit more of the counter fighter, and I think he's being more productive as a counter fighter.
Right,
than
he's
Eric
landing
was.
a lot, and he's counter fighting. That's exactly right.
So
Doug.
I think he's changed his game in this round and is still having success with it.
Yeah, and if Eric is at all trigger shy, that's only going to lend to the countering, of Tyrese. Nice clinch there by Eric.
Kind of missing on the knees, though.
Almost took the back.
Yeah, almost.
Turned into MMA fight. Oof, so much.
We've seen tonight how effective the rear naked choke is. So
he's thinking about it too, maybe. Nice knee from inside the clinch there by.
I heard it.
Yeah.
I heard the cup.
I saw the way he took that knee.
Yeah, it looked like he landed his own knee.
Shaking it out.
Eric, you got to do what you got to do, man.
Little twerking to shake it.
Hey, he's twerking, everybody. As you prepare for round 3. Very fun, interesting fight so far.
It's been a good fight so
A very,
far.
very good fight.
This is the best stoic flame that we've seen, and I just love that how much he improved even from his last fight.
Yeah, definitely. And even if this, obviously you develop your skills. You can develop your skills in a short amount of time or a longer amount of time. But one thing is for certain is he looks more. I was gonna say he looks more comfortable out there. As he's clearly
digging at his crotch. Yeah.
Except he's clearly very uncomfortable in other regards. Yeah. But just the fluidity that we're seeing and his ability to throw those punches and to kind of, embrace the moment a little bit more. That's something that only comes with experience. Ooh, a big leg kick landing there by Tyrese.
Yeah. He's catching all the body kicks. I wonder if Chia should move it to the leg.
Yeah, or maybe just there've been a lot of single kicks like that one.
He's not leading with anything. I call them naked kicks.
Mm-hmm.
Throw a punch and then throw a kick.
Ooh.
Eric trying to time a head kick there.
It's the third round.
This is indeed the third round. Again, that single kick of Eric Chia, even when it lands, it does give Tyrese that opportunity to fire back, catch the kick, whatever the case. He's been able to handle it well. A nice knee and a good overhand there by Eric. The corner of Chia just imploring him to press forward.
Yeah, I think they want to. If you're going to do anything, you got to finish in this third round.
A nice right hand there, finding the mark for Dyson.
Chia with some breathing through the mouth there. He looks tired. Dyson is still throwing those nasty leg kicks.
Oh!
Switch knee. And a beautiful finish from Tyrese.
Fantastic outing for both of these fighters, but as you mentioned, a serious evolution and a stepping up in the game of Tyrese Dyson. Against a very game Eric Chia, I should add.
Right. I think Dyson hurt his arm.
I know. I saw him clinching it for a second.
When he threw a punch early in that round,
like he's holding
he
it up.
moved that way and was holding his arm.
Like he maybe overextended it, or
what a warrior! Look at that. Like you couldn't even tell, but right now he's wincing.
Well, it makes
in
sense.
pain.
We saw almost primarily kicks in the latter portion of that round. It felt like, so that would be consistent with what you guys saw.
Yeah, hopefully he's not. Hopefully he's not injured.
Yeah, I think something's popped out. Maybe in that elbow.
Or the shoulder, maybe even.
Or the shoulder.
Yeah, it's the shoulder.
Yeah, you see that. You do see that sometimes. Is somebody overthrows a punch. And especially with the big gloves, because you got a little bit more inertia in it as there's weight in there.
Especially if you have a shoulder injury already. Sometimes when you throw that punch, it locks it out of place again. Like I've seen that all the time.
When's the last time you heard of a fighter going into a fight 100% healthy?
Yeah.
Like, let's be honest. If you're training right, you probably not.
Yeah, I saw him wincing like that, but I couldn't tell because he was just...
Yeah, I thought he was adjusting his glove.
Yeah,
but
I couldn't tell, but, you know, that's the warrior in these guys.
All right. Judge 1 scores it 29-28. Judge 2 scores it 30-27. Judge 3 scores it 30-27. A unanimous decision. Red corner, Tyrese.
Tyrese Dyson getting the nod. And more importantly, showing some serious growth in the game. That arm's all right. Look at him climbing up there. It looks pretty good. Yeah. Also, the adrenaline of a win will take a lot of the pain away.
Yeah, he'll feel it tomorrow.
We'll talk in a little bit. We'll talk in a half hour. Yeah, we'll talk tomorrow morning.
Celebrating in the crowd with his teammates. Ooh!
I miss all the good things. I took my eyes away for 1 second.
Oh, he did it.
It doesn't take long to do a backflip.
Well, I clearly turned for longer than that.
You can't look away for 1 second.
I know. I should know better.
I could do that, but I don't want to show off.
Let's see.
Kind of to not want to flex on him like that, you know.
Our next exciting bout is a Thai boxing featherweight bout. In the blue corner with a record of 2-3 from Villa Park, Illinois, Gabriel Talamantes.
In steps Gabriel Talamantes. This the 6th bout of his fight career coming to us out of Top Notch. Again, another one of those teams. They got to perch up at some point just next to the cage and stop leaving. You're going to keep bringing all these fighters out, or you might as well make yourself comfortable.
Team Top Notch has 5 fighters on the card tonight. And they're on
Dominion
almost
had
every
3
fight
or
card
4.
that I see.
GMA had 3 or 4.
Talamantes last seeing, well, you know, Talamantes has one of these records dating back to 2021, so a little bit long in the tooth with the experience. We'll see if it shows tonight.
And in the red corner, with a record of 2-0 from Jefferson, Wisconsin, Tyler Arnold.
Fighter from Wisconsin. That's our first out-of-state. Well, no, that's not true. They're fighters from Indiana.
Well, our first Wisconsinite on the card. How's that?
Yeah, we'll go that.
Tyler Arnold, again, some experience as well. 2 fights under his belt. You talk about the distance traveled. You don't usually travel that sort of distance. to go just roll over for the local guy. And I'll tell you, some folks really embrace the idea of going into somebody's backyard and playing spoiler, you know?
Yeah.
That always made me nervous as hell. But some people are much tougher.
Than you were?
I didn't like that. I was like, why are you booing me? Stop booing. We'll see how Tyler Arnold fares as he steps in against the hometown's Gabriel Talamantes. Now, the last time we had somebody fight in the cage in those denim-esque Muay Thai shorts, I don't know if you remember the jorts, right?
This is Doug's
we
favorite.
struggled to talk about anything other than the jorts tonight. We will do better for all those at home. We'll try to do better for all the ones at home. I can't promise. Those are really cool shorts. They're really cool shorts.
They need the little hammer strap on the side.
Oh, yes, the carpenter style.
The carpenter style jorts.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Tyler, we'd like to apologize in advance.
Yeah, in advance.
Was it
I'm
Tyler
sorry.
in the last fight?
No,
That
I'm blanking on who had him last time. It doesn't matter. Whatever the case, Gabriel Talamantes, Tyler Arnold.
Oh, nice teeth from Mr. Jorts. Oh, nice head kick from Tyler Arnold.
My word.
Doug can't stop looking at the pockets.
We talked about
pockets.
the damn pockets.
And your pants don't have pockets.
You just your eyes just.
That was a slip.
Now, one thing that's immediately noticeable. Tyler Arnold, 2 bouts underneath his belt, but he is very loose, very fluid. But Gabe Talamantes showing he's got some pop behind those punches. You saw that left hand connect.
Good power from Talamantes.
Yeah, had a little juice behind it.
Good knee.
This is another cool matchup. Ooh.
A nice knee against the fence there by Tyler Arnold. Something interesting I'm noticing already about Tyler, not only does he use his range to land from a distance, but from the clinch, he uses that tall plum. You saw him use the snap Talamantes down. Now really coming into his own against the fence.
Yeah, he's got a great frame for 145. He's long and he's lanky, and he's utilizing his teep a lot.
He's neutralizing the power of Talamantes.
Right, because Talamantes clearly
is the more powerful.
He's got some power.
And when you're
You
shorter
see
like
it
that,
just
that's
by
what you're
looking
going
at
to do is close that range. And Arnold was using his teeps pretty early on.
A good first round. That was some big breaths being taken in the corner of Gabriel Talamantes. Because aside from eating some strikes, I mean, Tyler Arnold kept pressing, and Talamantes was kind of getting chased around, so it's going to take it out of you. On top of just getting some huge shots.
And missing, and he ended up on the ground a couple times.
Right,
so
you're
there's a lot of... They weren't knockdowns, but the hardest thing in combat sports is getting up off the mat.
Yeah.
So that's why sweeps in Thai, the trips that they do are so effective.
Yeah.
Because you have to get up off the mat to continue to fight.
Right, and it doesn't count for any
There's
points
no
or
points,
anything, but
it just saps your gas tank.
Right, and mentally, it's like, ugh.
Well, probably mentally more than physically. Right. But physically it does it.
Yep.
There was a lot to take in, to digest from just that first round.
Oh, wow.
Beautiful teep there, catching
Right
the
to
bottom
the
of the shin, yeah.
Arnold's coming out way more crisp.
Was
in
that a
the
knee
second
to
round.
the inside of the thigh?
It was a knee to the legs.
Yeah. It was like a knee to the support leg.
Yeah, it was
really nice.
slick.
Talamantes landed a nice low kick upon the forward pressure of Arnold there. I think Arnold's looking to finish this fight in this round. Talamantes is a little bit wobbly on his feet.
Yeah.
I mean, there is
He's
just
catching a lot of damage.
Yeah.
I mean, there is just no chill in Tyler Arnold as he is just spamming shots against the fence. There it looked as if Tyler Arnold just caused Talamantes to crumble under the pressure. Danny Aguirre checking on Talamantes, but not the best body language.
Yeah, I would
It's
call it.
over.
So I was
Yeah,
gonna
that
say.
did not. Danny Aguirre's seen enough, and certainly it was the body language. It was just the impression that Talamantes was giving Danny Aguirre that said that was enough. And
gave him plenty of time to respond and move forward,
Right.
assume a fighting posture, and he just didn't.
Yeah. He took a lot of damage in that last minute there.
he took a lot of damage, and you know what? Gabriel wasn't throwing in the towel by any means,
Right.
but at the end of the day, like we talked about earlier, it's an
Yeah.
Miami fight. You didn't quite have the answers for him right now. Get back to the lab, get those answers for him next time, so that there can be a next time we move on from this fight. Surgeon-like performance over Tyler Arnold.
Yeah, it was excellent. Everything he did seemed to work.
That was a beautiful performance.
Very slick, putting Jay's Kickboxing on the map here at Total Fight Challenge.
Yeah, as we said, if you're coming from another state,
1 minute and 22 seconds of the second round. Tyler Arnold.
Tyler Arnold. Some serious striking, some fantastic jorts, and just a really strong outing. Showing a lot of composure. As we said, coming into enemy territory, if you will. Although, really, it's TFC. Everyone's welcome here. But again, crossing state lines, coming out here, getting it done. Kudos to Tyler Arnold and to Gabe Talamantes. We will see you soon, friend.
It was an excellent showing. He just
that was a fun fight to watch.
And don't forget our next challenge will be November 14th. Don't forget to use Transomex for all your transmission and automotive needs. And don't forget to get your blood drawn by Ageless Men's Health. And you'll find out how perfect you are.
Could we turn in that spot of blood and have it tested?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Before it dries up.
We could drip a little
Is
water
everybody
on it.
having a good time?
Oh.
Let's hear it for our concession stand staff. They've been taking care of us all night long.
I mean, a lot of great fights thus far, guys, but let's just say we got the meat and potatoes ahead of us. We've got some title bouts again to look forward to in our co-main and main events. Pretty exciting bout coming up as well between Henry Jones and Jake Soto. We've seen Henry Jones in the past. Really tough, really good striker out of Intercept MMA. Looking to get in the win column tonight against another very strong team in CFT, Jake Soto.
Yeah, we haven't seen Jake Soto in the cage for, I think, at least over a year.
Oh, while we have a few moments, let's talk about those jorts.
Yeah. The break in the action is a great opportunity to discuss some of the apparel tonight. No, what I will talk about, though, is for those that were on. Now, you know what?
Right,
back to the action.
Our next fight, 185 pounds MMA. In the blue corner, with a world record of 0-2 from Oak Brook, Illinois, Henry Jones.
Henry Jones coming to us out of Intercept MMA. Of course, there you see Danny Summers in his corner along with the great Tyler Funky Bones Jones.
With a newly opened gym. Let's give him a blast.
Amen. I was about to give my man a plug as Tyler Jones, of course. We've seen him in the corner for so many big fights, having big fights of his own, and now looking to put out that next crop of athletes in his own space, an Elevation fight team, which is going to be, it's going to be opening up in Arlington Heights very soon. Giving our boy a plug. Keep your eyes open for that, because there's certainly some great things on the horizon for Tyler Jones, for Elevation, for Intercept MMA, but most immediately, Henry Jones gets a moment and the opportunity to put himself in the win column. Now, I have talked to Tyler about Henry in the past. He says he's a very, very good striker. Very, very disciplined with some very strong fundamentals. And he'll get a chance to put those on display here against Jake Soto. Again, he mentioned Bernie Soto, someone that we've seen in the past, but took some time away from the cage, and now we get to see what he's been working on in the lab. At this moment, goes to CFT and Intercept MMA.
Record of 1-0 from Chicago, Illinois, Jake Soto.
34 years old is Jake Soto. Bernie, an astute observation, as the last time we saw him inside the cage was in August of 2024 in our sister promotion of Matador Fighter Challenge 7, picking up a win against Brandon Jackson that night via rear naked choke.
It's been almost 2 years.
Yeah,
it has been a minute.
We've called this first fight. But, you know, Jake's had a family. Sometimes that comes first. But it's good to see him back in the cage.
Yeah, definitely. You know, it's fighters retire, fighters take breaks, but fighters also never really take breaks, and fighters never really retire. That's all they do.
Even then,
yeah, truth be told, right, exactly. Until PKFC shows up and then you're back. Anyways, we shall see exactly what Jake Soto's been up to, as there is no quite a good a truth teller than the MMA cage, and we will find out shortly as Danny Aguirre will be our third man inside the ring of combat. Some big boys. Don't tell me these are featherweights, because if you do,
they're 45ers. They're 45ers.
Some big middleweights locking horns here.
Beautiful pressure from Jake Soto. Jake Soto looking for that takedown attempt with that overhook of the leg.
Henry Jones doing a good job of keeping that overhook hiked up a little bit. I know it's as much an underhook for Jake Soto as it is an overhook for Henry Jones.
There's a distinct difference between an overhook and a whizzer, and he's using it as an overhook.
Right.
You know.
Was that maybe a knee to the
nether regions?
Correct, to the downtowns.
The downtown area.
The downtowns. So now these fighters obviously do get their 5 minutes. They seldom will take them. But it looks like we will be resuming action momentarily now that Soto's been warned to watch his weapons. Oh! Henry Jones landing a big head kick.
That head kick from like
left hand dropped it.
Henry Jones putting away Jake Soto with a beautiful three-piece. He'll be back for the soda later. Your winner, Henry Jones, via knockout.
That was beautifully set up.
We talked about the clean striking that, you know, guys like Tyler Jones made us privy to about Henry Jones. And he comes out here and he shows this skill set that we've heard so much about. You know, that 0-2 record was by no means reflective or indicative of the type of fighter Henry Jones is, as he got a chance to go ahead and put that on display tonight.
Sometimes when that tally mark goes in the wrong column, it just wasn't your night.
And
this,
Henry Jones said, and I didn't even have to wrestle.
Yeah.
That head kick from Intercept MMA, I tell you. I've said it before.
All right, at 1 minute 24 seconds in the first round. Winner by TKO. Jake Henry Jones.
That was a beautiful finish from Henry Jones, man. That is a highlight reel.
That is a highlight reel indeed. Two very strong teams as CFT locked horns with Intercept MMA. Henry Jones getting the job done. Big smiles from Danny Summers and the funky one, Tyler Jones.
I'd love to see the replay of that.
Yeah, it doesn't get any cleaner than that. It was that big right head kick, completely rocked Jake. And as he worked his way back up to the feet, Henry Jones just did not let him off the hook. I think it was a straight left. Yeah, it was a straight left right on the chin. And you just saw Jake Soto's legs completely give out. He was hanging tough, but...
Ladies and gentlemen, in a few minutes, we are going to have our first title match of the night. This is an MMA 135-pound title fight.
First title fight of the night.
Yeah, absolutely. All gas and no brakes from beginning to end. But, you know, once the belts are on the line, it's a little more exciting, guys. 135-pound MMA title bout about to take place.
All right. Fighting in the blue corner with a record of 3-5 from Chicago, Illinois, Saeed Omer.
In steps Saeed Omer, indeed a fighter's fighter. 3-5 Here's a guy that's not afraid to sign the dotted line. I've had the pleasure of calling his bouts locally. I've called bouts of his in Tennessee. I called bouts of 3 or 4 different states because he's just one of those guys that if somebody is needed to step in, he's there to do it. And he's doing so tonight. Bernie, let's talk a little bit about that. This bout initially supposed to be contested originally by Edward Baena, as he was going to be taking on Kalen Young. Now, Saeed Omar jumping in on short notice.
Yeah, so Edward Bahena was looking forward to this fight, and I was just talking to Coach Renee, his dad, which is one of his trainers as well. They got into an accident, a car accident. I thought he was injured from training. They got into a car accident, and of course, the doctor said you're going to have to take some weeks off of training after having a concussion, and, that's going to affect your camp. So they had to pull out of the fight. He was so upset about it. For the 30th anniversary show, Edward Bahena is a star of TFC or Matador Fighter Challenge. But we'll see him at the next one. And, of course, Saeed Omer steps in and wants that title.
Yeah, Saeed Omer is just one of those guys that since joining the fray at Top Notch, was just kind of ponied up next to those pros like Chris the Jungle Johnson.
Yeah.
Right next, on the front line alongside guys like Matt Gowlick. And I think there's a lot to be said for that. Once upon a time, guys like Glover Teixeira was just the guy next to Chuck Liddell. Yeah. Once upon a time, we see it happen so many times. And we never quite know when that moment's going to happen, when that step to the next level is going to happen, when the torch is going to get passed down. And will it happen for somebody like Saeed Omer? Only time will tell. But it's certainly going to come by stepping on the front line in situations like this. Ladies and gentlemen, Saeed Omer.
Well, and a lot of people curate their fights.
And in the red corner with a record of 4 wins, 2 losses, from Aurora, Illinois, Kalen Young.
Now, Kalen Young has a heck of a lot of momentum behind him, and we'll see. We're about to find out if an object in motion will indeed remain in motion. Is inertia real in the MMA world? Out of Dominion Martial Arts, Kalen Young most recently seeing action against Yoneker Durand at Maximus Fighting. Before that, it was a 3-fight win streak with some big names underneath his belt. Guys like Corey Taylor, Hector Salazar, taking the L against Kalen Young. So we shall see if Kalen Young is indeed able to bring enough of the goods tonight to leave a champion. We're at Total Fight Challenge's 30th anniversary show.
Right, Kalen's been fighting at a lot of shows all around the Chicagoland area here. We've called a lot of his fights. And Kalen Young is looking for the title win tonight. So we were talking about Saeed Omer, how people kind of try to pick and choose the fighters. Saeed steps in. Whoever.
He could very easily be 8-0 if he chose his fights.
Right.
As opposed to just stepping in where needed.
Yeah. And I told you, I met Saeed when he first came here with his brother. He came to top level. He was looking for a gym, to find a home gym. And just a hard worker. It's just him and his brother here. I'm glad he found a home at Team Top Notch, and I told him that's one of the best places you can be. Beautiful catch and drop from Saeed.
Entangling a leg there.
He's looking for an ankle lock.
Delivering some strikes from this. It was almost a 50-50 momentarily. Coming out on top is Kalen Young.
Yep.
We've seen Sayed scramble out of these kind of positions before.
I like how Sayed, you recognize that he's not in a great spot, so let's just start building right to that half guard and getting on his hip. You'd think that would be the go-to every time, but you don't always see that. Sometimes people just kind of hang out underneath there and wait for an opportunity. Others look to seize and create one and seize it.
If you're on the ground, you cannot sit.
Oh, looking for a grasshopper.
1 second of non-movement will get you in a dominant position, so good thing he was unable to finish in that mount, Kalen Young. Sayed has him in his close guard now. We talk about this position in MMA.
Now, one thing we have seen in the past is Kalen Young, when he does open up with these strikes, he has a pretty vicious ground and pound. Yeah. So if you're Sayed Omer, you want to make sure you're controlling posture, as he's doing beautifully, and just remaining aware of the peril you're potentially in.
Sayed's trying to move a little bit away from the cage so he can set up some closed guard submissions if he could. But he's got his head pressed up against the cage there.
It looks like Omer's thinking about that arm bar against the fence. With that being said, Kalen Young, obviously, with the experience he has,
turned it to get perpendicular to that cage.
It's going to be, it's a tall task.
And 10 seconds left.
There's that ground and pound we were talking about.
All right.
Very solid first round for Kalen Young, and Sayed Omer hung in through some tough positions nicely, I'd say. I suppose if you're in the corner of Kalen Young, you want more of the same, right? I mean, Kalen was so smart about everything he did in that round. He delivered punishment. He never really put himself in any real danger.
Right.
And when they did do that, have that little bit of a leg entanglement, I thought it was very smart of him to say, you know what,
yeah,
I'm coming out on top.
He was able to get to the mount from that, which I actually think was
He was very deliberate with his strategy and just didn't put himself in a bad position. Oh.
Ooh, a nice left hand lands there by Sayed.
No, that's where he catched Kalen's kick and got him to the ground. That's what happened in the first round.
There's that left hand again.
You know, he throws it off of the, after parrying that jab as a nice little counter, and like you said, it met the mark twice.
Well, now he's an orthodox stance. He throws it when he's in a southpaw. Oh!
It looked like maybe he was trying to change levels as Young rushed him. Now, back on the bottom again, receiving some pretty aggressive ground and pound from Kalen Young.
Omer still protecting his face there. He's going to look for that armbar again.
And, if he keeps working, he can work to the back.
We talked about fighters on their back using that close guard. I think a lot of people get submissions on their close guard, like being in that. But it's not easy to finish when somebody's punching you in the face.
Again, potentially fishing for that armbar, but at this point, if you're
maybe. Oh, that was a back elbow.
That armbar when it's caught
Right
is
there,
nasty.
right there.
Kalen kind of is leaving that arm in there. But I mean, again, if we're seeing it, Kalen's feeling it.
Oh, I'm sure.
Far be it for us to be like, oh, he's leaving his arm in there when he's yet to get caught in it, right? I do like what I'm hearing from the corner of Sayed. He said, if you're not going to submit him, you got to get up. And I think, sometimes, especially as jiu-jitsu guys, you get into that jiu-jitsu mode, and it's not that you forget it's a fight, but you're in the wrong mode.
Right.
Yep.
And I think if he stops attacking, Kalen's just going to ground and pound nasty.
This is true.
So he's just being active.
Yeah, that's a great point.
The other side of that is, if you can't submit him, you need to get up. Getting up is easier said than done.
Right, I was going to say, it's not easy getting up without getting punched or
just
potentially
stand
knocked
up.
out. Yeah. See, look at that. Oh! Nice.
Big shots landing there momentarily. So one thing that having someone like Chris Johnson in your corner that is going to bring, that goes far beyond any skills or far beyond any technique that he could share with you or anything he's seen. Chris Johnson has a special kind of heart as a fighter himself. Here's a guy that's been there, done that. He's treaded in the deepest of waters. And when somebody like that tells you to dig deep, it means a little something else, right? It goes that much farther. So we'll see what those words from Chris the Jungle Johnson will do with this fighter. It's been an exciting fight, but let's call a spade. Kalen Young has had a lot of success.
Yeah, Saeed is going to have to finish him. I don't see a way that he wins the decision.
There it is. That's what he tried to do in that second round, was time that double leg when Kalen pressures him like that.
And he timed it well, and he still didn't finish. That's credit to Kalen.
Yeah. That was a nice.
Looked like a right hand found the mark there for Kalen Young. And yeah, Saeed is timing his entries well, but when Kalen comes forward with that much pressure, it is very hard to stop.
Oh, good right hand.
Kalen Young landing a big right hand there.
He's got a welt under his left eye, Sayed Omer. You see it?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it's definitely swollen.
Yeah, it's those crisp punches from Young.
Finally in on a leg there. Nice entry for Omer.
But still no takedown. He needs to get him on the ground and be on top.
And at this point, even if he is successful, how much time will he really have to work?
Omer's very comfortable on his back. Several times he's dropped and he wanted him to come. I mean, he probably catches a lot of arm bars in sparring and training.
Incredible heart and resilience on display by Sayed Omer. Again, taking this fight on short notice.
Yeah. Always. This guy has all the heart in the world. Look at that nasty welt from Kalen Young on Sayed Omer's left eye.
Yeah, it's been all Kalen Young, but I think Sayed Omer is going to make a lot of fans tonight. just on the gutsiness he's displayed thus far.
Oh, nice sidestep to a right overhand, slight overhand.
Kalen Young looking for the finish until the very last second. But Syed Omer hanging tough. As you prepare to enter into championship rounds, these title bouts contested for five rounds, but it does look like the arcade side doc is going to be taking a good look at the eye of Omer. Oh, I was mistaken. Again, misinformed. I'm not going to take any of the blame. Again, this will be only the 3 rounds. My apologies, as our judges were indeed tabulating.
No, I think we were confused because they brought the stools out.
Yeah, I was confused by the stools, and then, I don't know. I assumed, and we all know what happens then.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a unanimous decision. Judge 1 scores about 30-27. Judge 2 scores about 30-27. Judge 3 scores about 30-27. For the winner of the TCF title, red corner, Kalen Young!
Let's go!
Kalen Young, your new 135-pound bantamweight champion here at Total Fight Challenge. A belt held by so many greats. Once upon a time, of course, that pro title held by none other than the great Miguel. Guys like Eddie Wineland. And now we just see so many high-level bantamweights, featherweights looking to take over that crown and carry the torch. We'll have an interview here momentarily.
Oh.
Very kind of you, brother, but this moment is all Kalen Young. My friend, we've had the pleasure of watching you grow inside the cage over the years, over the last few bouts, but let's be honest, tonight you got to show the best Kalen Young we've seen yet. It's got to feel pretty good.
Man, it feels amazing. First and foremost, thank you to my Savior, Lord Jesus Christ. Without him, I wouldn't be half the man I am today. I want to say thank you first to TFC. Thank you for the opportunity, giving me this chance to show everybody that I'm the man, all right? I put hard work in, day and day out for this. So thank you to TFC. Thank you to my coaches, my teammates, all my Dominion community, my friends, my family out there watching, everybody, my mom at home. She's getting watching no pay-per-view, but mama did it, and yeah, let's go home.
You can watch it on
So I
YouTube.
know that this is how there were a lot of moving parts as we led up to this. Initially, you were supposed to be fighting Edward Bahena. Syed Omer comes in on short notice. How did you manage to adjust to a very different type of fighter from Edward Bahena to come out here and really have all the answers for Syed Omer?
Yeah, man, when you're working, like I said, day in, day out, for somebody as dangerous as Eddie, shout out to Syed, but, you know, when he steps in, it's not nearly as a threat as Eddie is. No disrespect by anyone out there, but you know, Eddie, I still want to fight you when you're healthy, and let's get that bout going. I'd be honored to put this belt with a couple of yours, and let's see what the hell happens in the cage.
One last thing, if we're going to talk about belts, the Total Fight Challenge 135-pound belt has been held by greats like Miguel Angel Torres, guys like Eddie Wineland, who's gone on to great things in the UFC. Now here you are potentially grabbing the torch. What does Kalen Young plan to do as we run forward?
I'm the next in line. I tell my coaches, I tell my friends, I'm going to the UFC one day, and this is just
this is the beginning, this is the start. So, you know, all my fans in the future are gonna look back on this fight when I won my first belt. And that's where it started. So yeah, I'm headed there.
Ladies and gentlemen, your winner and new Total Fight Challenge Bantamweight champion, Cameron Young. And in case you didn't know, that's Christian Reynoso from the Christian Reynoso Knows YouTube channel. We're down to the final fight. Are you ready? Our final fight is an MMA featherweight title fight. In the blue corner with a record of 2-2 from Chicago, Illinois, Marlon Vincent.
And now for your main event. After an absolutely incredible night of action here at Total Fight Challenge, our 145-pound belt up for grabs as Marlon Vincent out of Victory MMA makes his way to the cage. A lovely choice, might I say, with the Somewhere the Over the Rainbow by Izzy on his way to the cage.
Everyone's feeling it.
Everyone's feeling it. Everyone's heart is warm. You know, we talk about what's going to happen somewhere over the rainbow. We're about to find out what happens somewhere over that cage link fence as Marlon Vincent vies for another belt that's been held by so many greats, a 145-pound Total Fight Challenge belt. Getting main event billing with good reason. Marlon Vincent, we've seen him in the past. He's got plenty of experience as well. And Victory is just one of these places that regularly is putting out talent when they, you know, when they had their kind of their previous era of fighters, right? You kind of saw them pull back, you know, and make way for this new generation, like, you know, guys like Jason Guiba, you know, other guys that have realized that, you know, we have plenty to give this game, but maybe it's just time that we impart on the next generation. And we're seeing plenty of that now. Now Marlon Vincent, been in the game for a while and now gets an opportunity that he's probably been waiting for a long time.
I mean, this is such a great song for all fighters in general, you know? Just everything these amateur fighters go through. You know, all these people have regular lives. They have jobs, they have families.
And in the red corner with a record of 2-0 from Jefferson, Wisconsin, Eric Halverson.
And here comes the other half of our main event as Eric Halverson, the 26-year-old, steps in. Undefeated at 2-0, most recently seeing action in January as he took out Jalen Taylor via referee stoppage in the third round. Before that, it was a TKO over Thomas Hickey at our sister promotion of the Matador Fighter Challenge. Tonight, a very well-deserved opportunity to fight for the Total Fight Challenge strap against Marlon Vincent. Another Total Fight Challenge veteran, Marlon Vincent. Now, we saw him, it's been over a year since we saw him inside the TFC cage. So it'll be interesting to see what he brings to the table as he takes on the very game and unblemished Eric Halverson.
Vinson switching stances right off the bat here, which makes for very creative striking. Halverson right away looking for that takedown.
Eric Halverson coming out of Avila Combat Systems, which is just one of these teams that has absolutely exploded onto the MMA scene with greats like Miguel Sanson making huge waves over at APFC. Joe Arroyo, a very high-level wrestler that's also just exploded upon the MMA scene out of Avila. So this just isn't a newcomer. This is somebody coming from a team that is certainly firing on all cylinders as of late. Peppering shots there with that shoulder pressure against the fence is Eric Halverson.
Nice takedown.
Very
Ankle
nifty.
pick.
Yeah, he kind of picked that the ankle, maybe the knee, while on the same side of the underhook. You don't see that very often.
That was nicely set up from Eric Halverson. I don't think Vincent expected that.
I don't think we expected that.
Yeah, I don't think anybody did. Good job of getting back to the butterfly guard there by Marlon Vinson.
Looking for a butterfly sweep is Vincent.
Nice job getting back up to his feet by Marlon Vinson. You know, Eric Halverson is showing just how strong he is, because clearly Marlon wants to circle off the fence, but Eric has him absolutely stapled.
Yeah. Both guys getting like some nasty knees in.
Snatching up the single leg there is Halverson. Locking in the guillotine is Marlon Vinson. That is a high elbow guillotine.
High elbow guillotine. It looks good. He's got 10 seconds to try to finish
now
it.
He's on the side.
That was certainly the biggest moment of the fight thus far for Marlon Vinson. And a good little reminder for Eric Halverson that despite the one-way traffic for most of that round, he's very much still in a fight.
Yeah, it was a hard round to judge. And not a whole lot of damage done. Most of it in the clinch. I will reiterate, I am happy that I am not a judge.
Yeah.
I just get to talk nonsense.
We just get the best seat in the house,
Yep.
and exactly, we get to dress up and talk nonsense.
And talk about jorts.
Talk about jorts. Hopefully not make any fighters too mad.
Didn't you say you were going to order those?
Yeah, Doug. Are you supposed to be wearing those tonight?
Maybe.
You would look good in those.
I expect it at the next TFC.
Would they be jongs?
The best was you were oblong instead of well-rounded. That was the best. All right, we're on to round two. Nasty body kick from Marlon Vincent. Halverson going to staple him up against the cage right away.
Back in this position here with Marlon Vincent getting pressed up against the fence.
Just trying to set up that
You know, that's one of those fool me once, right? Shame on you sort of thing. Like, I just don't foresee
that happening.
Halverson leaving it out there again. But, you know, stranger things have happened.
Something hurt.
Something. Yeah, I saw that on the face of Marlon
Oh,
Vincent.
yeah. Oh.
Was that a little bit of that kind of one of those this angle ninja
Like ninja
chokes?
choke,
Yeah.
Didn't quite have it. Oh, and there's.
To go for that.
Oh, that's
Oh, he's
nice.
got it
Snatch
again.
of the net. That's
That's tight.
That is deep. That is tight. And that is locked in, ladies and gentlemen.
He's out. He's out.
Ladies and gentlemen, your new champion,
Holy cow.
Marlon Vincent, puts Eric Halverson out.
Holy cow.
Wow.
That didn't take long.
And he was looking to set that up, and I was like, he's not going to get it. Or
After almost a year away from the MMA cage,
that was beautiful.
Marlon Vincent puts the first loss on the record of Eric Halverson, and he does it in fashion, putting Halverson to sleep and becoming your new Total Fight Challenge featherweight champion.
Vincent is in tears. It's emotional, you know?
It's more than just locking in a choke and becoming champion. It's withstanding the adversity that you had to put up with until that point and remaining resilient, continuing to believe in your technique and in your ability.
He knew where he wanted to be, and he found his way there.
So much credit to Marlon Vincent, your new featherweight champion.
At 132 of the second round, winner by technical submission, Marlon Vincent.
So emotional. What a beautiful win. And new 145 TFC champion, Marlon Vincent. And that song, Doug, it just kind of set the tone where he wanted to be, you know? It's a dream fulfilled to have that belt around your waist.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are here with your winner and new Total Fight Challenge featherweight champion, Marlon Vincent. Marlon, we can talk about the technique, how incredible it looked when you snapped on that choke, but I'd rather talk about the resilience you went this way. And every moment up to that moment, what led to you getting that job done and staying tight mentally?
I'm the most resilient person I know. I go through so much, and I still make it to the gym twice a day, and I still work as hard as everybody. I'm going to be world champ. I'm going pro one day.
Yes, sir. My friend, we haven't seen you in the cage in over a year, but clearly you were taking that time to sharpen your tools. Will we be able to see you more frequently inside the cage?
Yes, sir. You see how we have MMA style there, and my world-class coach, Danny, DeMarcus, they're always in my corner, they're always helping me. So yes, I want to do this as often as I can. I'm healthy right now.
My friend, you walked out in a very moving moment, letting us know that there's something over the rainbow. What is over the rainbow? What is next for Marlon Vincent?
Oh, we defending this. I'm going to defend it as many times as I want to, as I can, God willing, and we're on top, baby.
Ladies and gentlemen, the champion has a name, and it is Marlon Vincent, your new featherweight champion.
Congratulations, Marlon Vincent.
Thank you all for coming out tonight. Join us November 14th for the next Total Fight Challenge. Have a safe trip home. Good night.